Recording in progress.
Hey, good morning. Welcome to the last class of this year. It doesn't have to be the last class, okay? If you guys want a class next week, I'm happy to give you a class. Except, we can't impose on Walter to attend next week because it's finals week and all. But certainly, I'm happy to give you a class, okay? All right, so let's wait for the other people to join. Maybe we'll give them, 5 or 10 minutes more. Thank you, Adam, for posting the code. It's very, clean, and he's cleaned up the code and all. So I had a brief look, so it's great. You know what? I wanted to run the code. I haven't run it yet, but I wanted to run the code to see because I think we never got to hear this. I never got to hear the sound of the thing, the wheel spinning.
Nemo and I were trying to get it to pick up on Zoom, but it was tough. I think Zoom just I think it just filtered it out with like noise.
Yeah, exactly. I that's what I think happened. Zoom filtered it out. Although, you know what? Why would Zoom filter it out? Because there's no predictable pattern to the bips, right? Because the time interval between the things change. So I don't know, maybe Zoom's AI basically micro matched these bips and say, yeah, there's all the same sound and all the same, it's a pity. But I want to maybe today, after today, I'll download the code, run it.
It should work.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. All right, so yeah, 5 or 10 minutes today. This is what I'm planning to do today. Okay, so I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, all of you, right? I think we've covered every single topic in this the course CID of the California State. And every single topic in there, and also in our syllabus. I think we've covered everything. So we have all the time from now until the final to review any topic we've covered so far, starting all the way, from data representation, anything, bits and bytes, electrons. So we can cover all of that. We can also have, general informal conversation, casual conversation. That's also great. And of course, if none of that, we can always fall back on our code from last class and add more bells and whistles to it, because I was thinking we could take that code today and do some more cool stuff with it. Maybe wrap it up, saying, every player has a balance, and then we can all bet, and then our balance keeps going down, and we'll know how much money we have left, and we can actually play a proper game today with people, all of us starting with $1,000, and we can all bet, and we can keep going multiple rounds, and we see, who runs out of money first, or who cleans the house. Well, not cleans the house. I don't know what the term is for clean out the. All right, so we can have a really cool game. That might be fun. So we can do that too. And also, I was thinking, last class, if I'm not mistaken, how did we do that? Yeah. So we just took a constant number and we like 1.1, and then use a geometric progression to continuously keep increasing the duration between the rotation things. But I thought we could actually do it nicer, maybe by using a proper easing function, which we can easily design, right? In 2 minutes, actually. You don't need to go to desmos.com. It gives you a graphing thing on screen. We can pick up, and I think this might actually work. A parabola, right? So if you throw a ball up, it follows a parabolic trajectory, right? So I think that if we if we pick up if we parameterize a parabola, right? I can show you how to do that. Go to Desmos and create a parabola and pick the times. X equals 0 to maybe 10 seconds or something like that, or some random time, and then we can find out the equation of the parabola to use, and then X will be the factor that we feed in to the parabola equation to give us the number of milliseconds to wait, right? And I think that would actually look more natural, because it will look like a ball falling or going up, or a ball going up, maybe, upward of the, so it starts off with high velocity, but then the velocity of the wheel decreases parabolically rather than, I think, geometrically right now. Yeah. So maybe that might actually look better. So we can all do all that. So all of the changes I'm talking about, like 5-minute changes and so on. So we'd probably be able to wrap up the whole thing in less than 15 minutes and play the game for the rest of the class today. And so that would definitely be a great deal of fun. So we have a bunch of options, okay? So we can either talk about stuff that anything you want to talk about, or we can pick up this code that Adam shared and then add some bells and whistles, so that you can actually have a nice game over the holidays, play with your friends over the holidays, over dinner or something like that, and say, hey, why do we want to play Fortnite? You need an Xbox, or you need these controllers and all, but you can play this game that I created, and we did it in class, and so you can tell your friend, let's play the game I made, and or friends, at a dinner table or family, and say, well, you know what, today we can do this. All right, so there's a bunch of ideas. Those are all the ideas I had for today, I think. Yeah, those 3 options. And if you have any other options to play around with today, just let me know, and we can do it. And as far as quests go, I am going to freeze all of the quests sometime today, okay? Maybe later today, late today. However, there are people working hard, okay? People working hard, trying to make progress and go through these things. So I want to make sure that they also don't lose out, even though I freeze the code. So if there are any people in class that are continuously questing every day, making at least 1 or 2 more trophies every day than the previous day, which means you're making progress, right? As long as you're doing that, you can assume that you can continue to quest until the final exam, okay? Until the final exam. And but if you let go and say, well, you know what, I'm going to shelve it and come back to it after I finish all these other courses, then you'll find it's frozen and you don't get a second chance, okay? So if you keep making steady progress every day, you can keep on progressing until the very last day I have to finalize the grades, okay? So I think that would be a pretty good deal for most people, I think, right? Because I don't want it to be like, everything freezes today and all the people who've been doing really hard work, that's it, guys, too bad, tough luck. That doesn't sound so good. I would be very, very pissed if that was the case for me, if I was a student. And so I hope that works better for you guys, so we can absolutely do that. Same thing for 2. I'm going to say this, same thing for 2B and 2C also, because there are people, even this morning I looked, and there are people who are struggling and making these things, and they're submitting code, and they're with changes, reason changes, not random, random changes. They're actually looking at the code and saying, okay, well, this is what I need to change. Well, it doesn't work maybe the next time, it's a wrong change, but they're trying to do the thing and they're in a rough area. Okay, so I can see these things, obviously, right? Because if you're stuck at a certain trophy, and maybe that trophy is to do with fiddling with pointers in one particular context, shifting or deleting a node or something like that, and that doesn't work. And then you try like 15 submissions, one after another, and none of them work. and it may, on the surface, it may look like it's grinding, and maybe the system will also flag it to me and saying, well, you know what, this person is grinding, go and take a look at their code. And then I take a look at the code, but I don't say, well, the system flagged it, so that guy doesn't get any point. No, I don't see that. I look at the last several submissions and say, well, you know what, are these submissions, they're just blind shooting in the dark submissions, or they're actually making these changes in the place where they're supposed to make those changes, right? Even though it's the wrong change, that's okay. But so that gives me an idea of whether it's really grinding or not. Maybe I'll factor that into, it's basically just source code analysis. So at some point, if I have some time, I can actually factor that into the grinding flagging system at some point, because, it's a very simple language model. You can just say, well, it's not a very simple language model, but, it may be something like that. I can actually teach you these things, okay? Sometime if you're free. Here's an idea, okay? If you guys, any of you guys, have time over the holidays, starting after this week, right? Next week is the finals, right? After the finals, if you have time after the holidays, I can over the holidays, just like this in Zoom sessions, even one or two people, right? One or two more, better, okay? But I can show you how to create a web application. How many of you know how Gmail works? Right, Gmail, Hotmail, Facebook, all of these websites you go to log into, right? We want to do the authentication part, saying, login and password, because that's also all packet, modularized. You don't even need to know the details of it. You can just pull something out of the cloud infrastructure and we'll just do the authentication and everything like Google, Gmail, and so on and so forth. So I can show you how to create a proper web app. In fact, if you're interested, I can show you how to create a web app with this roulette game in JavaScript on a web. And also maintain state in the backend so that someone can play the game, go back, and after several days come back and log in and say, well, you know what, you started with $1,000 15 days ago, now you only have $7 in your kitty, okay? Continue to bet, okay? So you can do all that. I can show you how to do that, and it'll look like a real professional app with graphics and sound, and also terminal app like we did. You can only hear that very primitive bip sound. But in JavaScript, you can make some really cool effects, sound effects, visual effects, all of those things I can show you if we have time. But certainly I can show you how to do the, and part of that will be how to learn to work with the cloud, right? So cloud, because if you're doing apps on a global scale that anyone in the world can access, like any of the services that you see out there, even questing, right? Anyway, questing, anyone in the world can access, right? So it's not enough to just run it on a server at home, right? A long time ago, back in 2007, I tried to create a web application for image processing. And I remember at that time, 2005, we didn't have any public, cloud service providers like AWS or Google Cloud. None of this was there. And so I wanted to create this web application called Hash Thyself, I think. So I leased a business line from Comcast, which gives you high-speed internet. And by the way, 5 megabits per second, I think. 5 Mbps was the business line I got at 2005. And that cost me like $150 a month, okay? $150 a month when I wasn't even rich, right? I was not like right? So I was paying $150 a month to get a business line from Comcast, and the server was in my home, in our garage. I had a box, a computer that I built by myself, because I didn't want to go and buy a expensive machine. So I went to Fry's and I brought these motherboards and chips and everything, and I built the computer and Ethernet cable, and it was running in my garage and for image processing. And I ran for a couple of years until AWS Cloud came out. And then I migrated everything to the cloud. But until then, it was, and then of course it's a pain to run servers at home, okay? Because you got to go, there's dust bunnies in the company. You got every now and then you got to open up the computer, shut down the service maybe, and vacuum it, and it's a pain. And there's so many things that could go wrong, and you got to keep fixing. And it'll take up 50% of your time just maintaining this thing. But now in the cloud, everything is like magic. If you want to create a web app, you can do it in 5 minutes, right? In fact, I showed one of my relatives who came home to my home back 2015 maybe. Yeah, so he came home and he said, I wanted to do this finance app, for finance application. He was trying to build a finance model using Python or something like that, and he wanted to do a web app to expose that to the world. And I said, well, come over, I'll show you how to take that app and put it in the web on the web so that people can access it. And I remember it only took me a half an hour to get it up and running. basic version, not all the bells and whistles, but bells and whistles you can add yourself because it's just graphics and sound and tweaks you can make. But you can do all that in half an hour or an hour if you have basic computer experience, like logging into a site and getting a. So it'll be AWS or Google Cloud or one of those things. Maybe we'll just do AWS because that's the one that I've done a lot of most experience with. So if you guys are interested, I can absolutely give you a class. Not one class. Over the holidays, I can coach you just like this. It'll be like this to walk you through. Implementing it just like you guys are doing now. You'll be doing it, and I'll watch and I'll say do this and so on. And at the end you'll have a proper working web application. Okay, so I can do that if you're interested. Or if you're interested in going into machine learning and data engineering, I can set you up with a very basic machine learning project. Okay, basic machine learning project or data engineering project. There's so many interesting things you can do, right? For example, in 2018, the STEM Center used to have this thing called a STEM Open Day or something, where everybody can bring in their projects, not just the computer science guys. We used to have projects from biology and chemistry and all, and they used to be there, and everybody, it was open to the whole world, community too. People would used to come into the STEM Center, look at all the projects, and there were projects where people would say, oh, here's a dollar bill, I'm going to burn it. Okay, and they light it on fire, but it burns, but the dollar bill is unharmed. It's just like that. It doesn't, and nothing happens to it. Now, so cool chemistry projects, and people used to do computer science projects too. And I remember, so I tossed out this basic machine learning project, extra credit, right, for my 2C students. And one of my 2C students, Matthew, he implemented it, and it was very nice, and he had it there, and that project was the system will basically be given a lot of text to read from Gutenberg.org, because if you go to Gutenberg.org, they have tons and tons of old literature, right? Charles Dickens, Shakespeare, and things like that. So the system would basically just look at lots and lots of these pieces. Here's 10 things written by Charles Dickens. Here's 10 things written by Mark Twain. Here's 10 things written by and Shakespeare, and so on and so forth. That's all. Okay, it'll just read those things, and it'll just inform an internal model of what different authors write like. Okay, and then in the STEM Center, Matthew was there with his computer, and then people who come by, he'll invite them to say, well, you know what, there are these 5 authors. Do you think you can write like them? Right? Or if you remember a passage they've written, you type it in, right? And they just type it in, and then the system will say, well, what you typed in looks like it might have been written by Shakespeare or written by Mark Twain. And it was amazing because some of the faculty came in and typed in exactly what they could remember from the Pickwick Papers or some old book by Charles Dickens, and it would say 79% Charles Dickens, 20% Byron or something like that. So it would give a very good this is very basic machine learning, and that you could do at you could do it 2C level, but I'm pretty sure some of you could do it also if you're interested. I can show you all these things, right? Data engineering or these things. If you're interested over the holidays, let me know, and I'll just do a session like this with one or more of you, and I'll show you how to build a proper system that you can actually just showcase out there, right? And maybe who knows, you turn that into this game that we're doing into a real gambling site out there. Some naive person out there who doesn't know that the odds are always stacked in favor of the casino, they might come and pay real money to you, right? Maybe you have a gambling site out there and you actually start making money. That's not very nice, but that's possible, right? You can actually do that. And I'm saying all this because all of this is, everything I said just now is not beyond CS2A students. Okay, if you've mastered, but of course, this is only available to any student who has completed Quest 9, right? Because you have to have at least had the perseverance to have gone all the way through Quest 9 and be reasonable, even though we're not maybe not going to be using pointers and things like that in the stuff that we build. It is important to deal with all of that. So if you completed Quest 9, all of these projects, I'm very, very happy to teach you over the holidays. Okay, it's just an extra skill you can pick up, right? So next quarter you'll have an extra skill under your belt, even though you may not explicitly use it, but maybe you're going to doing some other course. Okay, maybe not even in computer science. Maybe you're doing a course in business, right? Business or something else. You can say, well, you know what? I know something in computer science. I know how to build a web app. So let me build a business web app and show that to my business professor, right? A business prof can look at the web app I've built and it'll do these number crunching jobs, okay? And give them business insights. And so even regardless of which field you go into, whether even it's art, dance, music, whatever it is, this will actually be very useful to you. So you can actually bring that to bear. So I can show you over 1 or more sessions over the holidays. Okay. So I'm going to be here. I just have fun where I am. So I don't really go anywhere. So so if you guys are interested, I'm absolutely happy to show you how to do these things. Okay. All right. So how about, well, it's 8:22. I can't believe I've been talking for almost 20 minutes now. So the bottom line is you just have to reach out to me, right? Reach out to me, or you can, talk to each other and say, hey, can we make a group and make a group of people, and then we can all get together and say, hey, Anna, we want to learn about web app development, and there's like 5 of us. Can you guide us through a web app project? Okay, and it'll be really cool. And show you. In fact, I can even show you how to do pixel level graphics in JavaScript using the canvas, which we actually do in one of the 2B. Well, not in JavaScript, but we do it. Well, right. So but we won't have to do that, right? We can actually do some. Oh yeah, we can also do this thing that I had in mind for 2B, which is to create 3-dimensional graphics just using ASCII characters on screen. I still think it is possible. Okay, I just need to look up something on the net to see if you can position the cursor using ANSI codes anywhere on the screen. If that's possible, we can just do 3D graphics using characters on screen, right? And imagine, right? These will actually be really cool applications that you can bundle with a text-based operating system like Linux, right? So if Linux has, if you install Linux these days, you automatically have in part of the distribution, you get given a whole bunch of games. I think you get maybe is it Dune or some Dungeons? I don't know. Rogue, I think it's a whole bunch of games, right? Snake. These games ship as part of the distribution of Linux, and I can already see this roulette game that you're developing is a prime candidate. If after adding the bells and whistles to it, it's a prime candidate for shipping because it's very small, it's tiny, doesn't take up any space at all on the disk, and it runs with you don't need any graphics. You can run on a dumb terminal, and it's all cool. So that is a prime candidate for shipping with the distribution of an operating system that is based text-based, right? In fact, I'm pretty sure that if you polish up this roulette game and you post it on Stack Overflow, you can post it on Stack Overflow, saying, "Hey," you can say, "I developed this game with my classmates in class, and it is a real fun game to play." Who knows? Many people on Stack Overflow said that might say that's really cool. And if you're really, really lucky, maybe someone will say, "Hey, this game is cool enough to bundle with Linux in the future," right? So Linux distribution automatically has a roulette game, which has been created by you or some version of it, right? So that is all possible. So the sky is the limit, really, right? So if once you know programming, anything, right? Anything that if you get into it deep enough. The sky is the limit because there are so many things you can do. So many things you can do that'll keep you occupied until your very last breath. Okay, so everything is possible. So it depends on you. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a couple of minutes just to talk amongst yourself to find out what you want to do today. Right. So like I said, all of these are possibilities. Hey, guys, in the bottom row, Ashley, Philip, Andrew, Darshana, and Leo, please switch on your cameras. When as soon as you can, and so you should just talk amongst yourself and find out what you want more clarification on, right? You can say, hey, hey, Andrew, are you in a car? Are you driving right now?
No.
You are in a car, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, it looks like you're driving. All right, okay. So I understand if you don't. But please pay attention to class. Okay, at least listen to it and then. All right. So find out what you guys want to talk about today. Anything, everything is game. Okay, starting from day one, data representation, any concept that is still unclear to you, all the way passing parameters by pointers, reference, value, copy, methods, classes, and then linked lists and point, and linked data structures. We've covered everything. And so if you want clarification or extra, we can pick up another simpler project that involves only the, something to do with data representation or something like that. We can play with that too. So think for a couple of minutes and discuss with all of you, saying, hey, can we ask Anand to say that we'll do this today? Yeah. And let me know what you want to do, and we'll do that today. Okay, and maximize the window. Actually, I need to get my other glasses too while I'm at it. While you guys are talking, I'll go and get my other glasses. Okay, and please, yeah, make up your minds. Okay. All right. So, well,
What do you guys feel like?
Yeah, you're talking to me, or you guys
No,
talk to each
I was just asking.
other? Okay, you guys let me know. Robert, go ahead.
What do you guys feel like talking about?
Has anybody done the practice test?
No, I haven't.
No, but not, sorry.
I had a question about the difference between RAND and SRAND. In one of the quests, he says you're not allowed to invoke SRAND, but how do we get like a truly random number or a truly random value without using
I
that?
think I think he wants us to use RAND because he doesn't actually want us to produce random values from what he's gonna produce. He wants to control RAND. So you get the same output as him, basically.
Okay, gotcha.
Otherwise, if you use SRAND, you're gonna get random values, and that's not like, while that might work in the program, it's just when you're submitting it to him, you want to make sure it works correctly.
Got it. That makes sense.
For stuff like projects that we're gonna do today, I'd be fine with doing the game we were working on last class.
As far as I could understand, it was mostly done.
Okay. Well, finishing
Maybe
it then.
some minor things.
What's going on? Are you guys ready to do something?
Andrew, do you know how much time?
What do
Are
mean
you
by
asking
how
me?
much time? I don't know. What do you mean by how much time? I don't know if you're trying to talk there. I couldn't hear anything. Oh, there we go.
Andrew Richmond said it was this last Monday, but we got extra time because Joshua asked if the freeze date for all the quests was next Monday, but it was this Monday. But apparently we got extra time.
Oh yeah.
Why don't
Oh
you
well, I
elaborate?
was just saying that because he didn't freeze them this Monday, so it's like technically extra time. And from what he's been saying, I think he's not going to freeze them as long as you keep working on them every day.
Oh, what, till like he physically can't like change grades anymore?
Yeah,
Wow, that's really nice of him because I'm
it
so
is very
stuck.
kind.
I mean, I don't
I'm
know if
still
I'm.
stuck on 9.
Oh, that's
What quest are you on, David?
embarrassing. I haven't. I've been stuck on quest 4 for the past couple of weeks now. I
Yeah.
That's fine. Everybody learns at different rates. There's nothing wrong with that.
I don't really know what I'm like almost positive I know like why it's not I'm like running into a roadblock. I just I like it's like every single time I try to change something, like it probably like appears to like the grader that like flags like grinding or whatever, that like I'm just like making like some small change just to submit, but literally it was I'm trying everything. Um I know like in the quest he asked to insulate sin for one of for the number guessing game. He asked to insulate sin to so if he like inputted a string into the into like I think like the guess, that way it would read as a 0 and not like break the program or whatever. And I think that might be the reason why it's not working. But
Are you using SRAM?
no. This is
Okay, good. Okay, good.
the number guessing game. This I wasn't using any of the math library stuff.
Quest 4 is looping functions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, this. It might just be like your string isn't up to max too, so that could be a problem.
Like the string, like the values within the string that I have doesn't match. Is that what you're saying?
No, the string itself, like the sentence that you're like, when you output, you get a sentence and it asks you what to do. Like it might not be up to match sometimes. That could also be a problem.
Might be
I
worth
don't
it
know
to
what your problem is, unless if I looked at it. But even then, I don't think I can tell. I'm supposed to tell you.
might be
Yeah.
worth it to meet up with Walter. He can show you some stuff that might give you an idea of what's happening.
Yeah. I emailed him last week. He had been sick, and then they had like an office hours, like I think on Tuesday or something. I was at work though. I'm at work usually most of the time. So
I
Hey,
was just gonna
David,
say, oh,
is
yeah.
this the same problem from I was just looking at the Reddit and I saw you posted 4 days.
that was
Is
the
that
same
the different
problem.
formatting?
Yep.
I was gonna say
Um,
I just read the Reddit as well.
you see those like I think it's like greater or less than signs that are pointing out the formatting. Do you see those in the error code?
Yes, I do.
Usually that means that there's some difference going on there, and since they're pointing to blank lines, this could be a simple case of differences of new lines and such, which is why the different formatting might be really hard to see, because there's nothing wrong in what's being written. It's what's wrong is the new lines and the blank spaces. The reason it looks like that is also because at some points, your code prints the welcome immediately after a game, and there's no blank line compared to his solution, which tells me that there's somewhere that you have a new line somewhere, maybe where it shouldn't be, or you're missing one where there should be one. So I would look into that. But yeah, as they said, definitely I can set up another meeting in case you weren't able to come to the office hours. If it's just for 1 hour, maybe later today, just because I want to help you get through this.
Yeah. I actually was able to get the day off, so I'm free for most of the day till 6:30.
Okay, perfect. I'll send you an email after or yeah during this meeting. And how about noon? Can you do noon?
Yeah, I can do noon. Yeah,
All right,
absolutely.
perfect. Let's do it then.
Sweet,
I
thank
was
you,
just gonna
appreciate
say
it.
it might be an error with the loop though, because it still prints out enter your guess even after the correct guess is entered. So I don't know if you're using a while or a for loop, but
Yeah, yeah. I was using a while loop, and that's why I was confused too. Is because like for some reason like the spec sheet asks for six for six guesses, or at least the maximum would be six guesses, but it looks like it like breaks out of the while loop after four guesses without even getting the right answer, which that didn't make any sense to me. I was like, what, like why isn't it? If he's not guessing the right answer, why is it either not saying like sorry you didn't get the right answer or you got the right answer? It's just breaking and then restarting.
Yeah, the reason I say this because I'm pretty sure I was helping someone with that quest and I saw very similar thing with the different formatting being in the
Just
space in
the
between.
new lines. Okay, yeah.
And I mean, we must have got through it somehow, so hopefully I can help you out.
For sure. Thank you.
All right, you guys ready? You guys ready?
yeah.
Okay, great, excellent. So what do we want to do? Do you want to pick up the game and add more to it? Well, we can always try and make sure that what we add will touch upon concepts that potentially are still fuzzy to some. We can do that. Or if you have other topics you've decided on and that you'd like more practice with, we can do something else too. So let me know, right? So like I said, it's your class today, right? It's your class every day, but especially today, because we've covered all the material. I don't have an agenda. I don't have an agenda for this is what we need to cover today. So let me know what, and then we can do it. Or you guys just want to, take off, because in the distant past, I used to give this class off free, right? So I used to say week 11, the second class of week 11 is basically review. And if nobody turns up, that's fine. You just go to the library and study on your own. So this used to be a freebie, no class day a very long time ago for me. And I think the schedule, I think I've been maintaining the same schedule, meaning I've covered everything and then use this for review. So let me know. It's your show, right? So let me know what you guys want to do and we'll do it. Oh, that's really cool. So Andrew, did you actually log off from Zoom and log back in on a different computer? Because I don't think, well, I wasn't watching the screen, so I don't know if it disappeared off screen and went back, or maybe it just seamlessly transitioned from one.
I think he's on his phone right now.
Oh, well. Still on the phone. Looks like a laptop. Very clear. All right, I'm just waiting. Okay, I'm not planning. I'm not doing anything. Obviously, I'm just waiting for you guys to tell me what you want to do. If nobody says anything, we'll just go with the code. Okay, we'll go with the code from last class. Someone should pick up the screen and pick up the code that Adam shared, and then we'll just take it. I'll probably need to review it very briefly for a minute to see what's going on. So just to realign myself with what we did, and after that, we will try and make some cool changes to it. Okay. And then if we have time left over, we can just gamble. We can just gamble for the rest of this class today. Right? We'll all start with $1,000 and we'll see who ends up the richest person at the end of class.
Do we get real winnings?
I don't know. All right. Well, we can say we can. All right. How about this? We can translate trophies. We can translate the dollars you have at the end of class into trophies at the rate of 1 trophy per $10,000. Okay, which means you got to be a really, really good gambler to get 1 trophy. It's possible. Who knows, right? Maybe you take your $1,000 and put it on 19, right? And then or 15, and 15 wins. And that 15 turns into $15,000. And I say, okay, now wow, maybe that, yeah. So you get 1.5 extra trophies for that. But I was worried that I give you 1 trophy per 1,000. That might be 15 trophies, right? And you get an A in CS2A just for being a good gambler. Okay, that doesn't sound so good. So all right, so we can do that. We can do that today. Sounds like fun. Right, and at the end of that, that you'll actually have some code that you should be able to share on Stack Overflow, Git and Stack Overflow, and saying, hey, here's a really cool game. Because I haven't been, don't follow Stack Overflow and things like that. But I look at it from time to time, especially when I need to look up something that needs to be done. And I don't see that many posts saying, hey, here's a really cool command that you can distribute. Technically not distribute with Linux right yet, because that's a decision that we don't make. But you can say, here's a really cool command that could be part of, that could be part of any Linux system out there. Just take it, compile it, put it in your bin directory, and everybody on that system can start playing this roulette game, right? And all of a sudden, productivity in the office has gone down because everybody's gambling instead of, But there's fun things you can do. So we'll do that. If nobody wants to do anything else, that's what we'll do. Okay.
Professor, may I code today?
Absolutely, Mark. Yeah, totally. You can code. Yeah, but what are we going to code? We don't know what we're going to code. Hey, Darshana, I think your camera is off, but that's okay as long as you're there, and that's fine. And not camera's off, but it's pointing at the screen. All right, Philip and Leo and Ken also, please return your cameras, especially since this is potentially the last class. And all right. So if nobody else has any ideas for what we need to look at today, Mark will pick up the code that Adam shared. And hey, Mark, do you have a Mac or a PC, by the way? Sorry.
A PC.
You have a PC? Okay, yeah. All right. So what we can do is, and do you use VS Code or just?
Yeah, VS Code.
Okay, so we'll just grab that and put it in VS Code. Mark's, the code that Adam shared. And then we'll take a really quick look at it and see what else we can do to it. Okay.
Sure. Should I share my screen?
Yeah. Anytime you're free. Anytime you're free. And because it's VS Code and all, we don't have to worry about anonymous windows. So what can we do? The one thing we can do is certainly make sure the balance thing. Everybody has a balance, and then we can do a loop that says, you're in this loop, you're going to be in this casino. So basically we enter the casino with a balance, so that many chips, and then you keep on playing until
Is this the code? The roulette code?
Yeah,
No,
that's the
no.
one.
No, that's the one I submitted.
No, that's what
Okay.
Adam shared, right? Oh yeah. No, that's not the one. The one that Adam shared.
Did I say 12-1 when I don't think, did I?
It's not there.
This one?
That's it one. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. One way to access.
No, it's,
should I just?
no, not that. The code is the link. Yeah.
Oh, okay. My bad.
But we'll do it outside of online GDB in your VS Code. I think that'll be cleaner. So you can just copy that, put in your VS Code.
Sure. Let me just make a new project then.
Also hit command plus one time. I think it'll be easier. I can read it now, but I think it'll be easier if you hit command plus one time.
Like to zoom in.
Yes.
How should I call it?
Call it roulette. Call it roulette.
Not sure. Is that how you spell roulette?
I think it's 2 T's.
Yeah. It's one L.
Is it 2 T's?
Okay. Yeah.
One L, two T's, yeah.
And then
It's
should
probably
I have a
French,
header
French.
file?
Hmm?
Should I have a header file?
No, I don't think we made any header files, so
Okay.
we can just.
Oh, wait.
In fact, if you guys are interested, I can show you how to create a multi-file project today. Meaning we'll take this and split it up into multiple files. So we have the ring class in a separate file. We have the player class in a separate file. Everything is separate. And then in main, we just have, we just use this and VS Code will link everything together. If you're interested, I can show you how to do that. Otherwise, we can just work with a single file. Not a big deal. Either way is fine. Okay.
It looks like
you
we
guys
do
call it.
have a header file called.
No, we have header files. So no, those are not our header files. Those are system header files.
Oh,
Yeah.
it is?
Yeah, they're all, that's the Unix standard.h or something like that. Unix standard utilities or something.
It's
Or Unix
throwing me an
standard.
error for some reason.
Hmm?
I'm saying it.
Yeah, because I think on Windows, you don't have UNISTD. And then we have to sleep in Windows in a slightly different way. Yeah, so the thing is, we have to sleep in Windows in a slightly different way. So that means you can't just compile it and use it on Linux machines, because on Linux, it'll be slightly different. It's okay, right? We can make those changes and it's just a sleep. It is only for the sleep part. That's the only reason we're using UNISTD, right? So just the sleep part you need to, so you can comment that out now, and instead, I believe that for sleeping in Windows, you have to include #include chrono, CHRNO. Someone should probably look it up or look at past code that we've written in class. We've used it, or Google it, saying how do you micro sleep in Windows? I think you have to include #include chrono, CHRONO. No, you can leave that there. No, leave that there and say this is a UNIST. This is leave UNISTD there, and we'll put a comment. You comment it out, and we'll also put a comment there. So change change that chrono to UNISTD on top, in the comments, and we'll put a comment on the right.
So change this to what again?
UNISTD. And I'll put a comment on the right side of that. On the right side of that line, space, and then space and 2 forward slashes, 2 forward slashes. Space, there you go. And you say required for sleep. Windows does it differently, right? Required for sleep. Windows does differently. Windows does it differently. Okay, on the next line, you can say #include chrono. And then there you can say comment. In the comment, you can say required for sleep in Windows. Or sleep.
That H, right?
Required for, No, I think it's maybe it's chrono.h. Yeah. Well, somebody should look it up. Somebody should look it up and find out how you do micro sleep.
No, it looks like
Windows.
it's just chrono because it doesn't recognize.
Yeah. So all right. So and you can say required for sleep in Windows. All right. Now go to the place where you have usleep, USLEEP. Somewhere further in the code, you have a function called usleep. USLEEP. Usleep.
Oh, so not okay.
USL. Yeah. So there, that's the place where we have it in 2 different places. Yeah. All right. So we have to change them both. It's very simple. It's just 1 line. Can someone please Google how you do micro sleep in Windows and let us know, or someone shared in chat already? Or you can just open up a Google, Chrome window, incognito Chrome window, and we can look it up. Right? Just open up an incognito Chrome window on screen. Yeah, there you go. And you can say a micro sleep in Windows, right? C++ micro sleep in Windows. C++. Yeah. All right. So click the first one. Let's see. Yeah, Stack Overflow, I think we found there. Sleep for milliseconds. Yeah, there you go. Not that one. No, not that one. Further down. Further down. There's actually a very native Windows. Hang on. Maybe that one. No, it's not that one. Further down. Actually, go back. I saw another link that said, go back. Go
To the very
back
beginning,
to
or
the previous,
back to, okay.
previous page. I think the next one, sleep for milliseconds in C++. 20 answers. No, previous.
Oh yeah.
The second link for the first, no, the second link for the first question. There you go, under there, above that. There you go.
Okay.
I think that will have the answer. Okay. Yeah, further down, I think you should see this. There you go. There, I saw it. There, this
Sleep
thread dot
for.
sleep for. All right. Okay. So that you just triple click and copy that line. And it says that you also need to include another file, hash include thread. I don't think so, right? But we'll try this. Okay, we'll try. Yeah. So copy that, put it there. Now here, you want to say comment out you sleep, comment out, and put a comment on the right side. Yeah, comment out and put another comment on the right saying this only works in Linux. This only works in Linux. Okay, on the next line, you can paste what you got. Right, now you can get rid of the standard, this thread, standard chrono, you can, because we have namespace. No, we can get rid of it because I think we don't need STD. And you're using namespace, right? There's also a standard in front of chrono, CHRONO, the STD double colon, you can get rid of that too. Now we need the same thing for the other usesleep. No, milliseconds X, for milliseconds X, you want to say 100 times 1000. 100 times 1000. Yeah. Okay. Now triple click the line and you want to put it on the other usesleep also. Change that. But in the other one, you should say initial interval instead of 100 times 1000.
Usleep is not milliseconds. Usleep is microseconds. So
Are you sure? No, I think no. Oh yes, it's microseconds. It is microseconds.
Yeah. So you have to change the milli part to micro.
So it's times.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
So
Yeah,
it's
totally
a times
missed that.
10 or just 100 then?
Oh, that's fine. Yeah. I think Mark has a better suggestion. So you can just say 100 times 10. Yeah, 1000 milliseconds is 1 second, right? You can just say 1000, not 100 times 10, because 1000 you can see easily. All right. And on the next one, why does it say this thread is underlined? Why is
namespace?
Right. So right at the top, hash include thread. Maybe you need that. Why does it say? No. Yeah, there is no variable called this thread. So maybe that the link was wrong, and maybe that Stack Overflow post was wrong.
No, he did do the include thread here.
No, but even then, I don't know why it says, all right, let's try that hash include thread and see if that red underline goes away.
Looks like yes.
Oh, it's gone away. I don't remember that we did it last time, but that's okay. All right, so you need the same thing for this thread.sleep for and for the next one. And however, for the next one, the initial interval. Yeah, paste it there. You just triple click and paste it, get it. Oh, I see. You want to comment it out. No, no. This is milliseconds. However, initial interval is given to you in microseconds, I believe. So we just have to make sure that it's also given in milliseconds.
Just times 1000.
Yeah.
Or I mean divided. Wait, so this is in microseconds, the initial, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So
why don't we do some renamings here? Change initial interval. Double click on initial. You see the parameter list, the initial interval. So double click on initial interval.
Parameter list
on line. Yeah. There. Unfortunately, you're not displaying line numbers, so I can't tell you line 47 and things
maybe
like that.
I can zoom in a bit. I'm sorry.
Oh, you do get line number. You can see the line numbers yourself.
No, I'm thinking.
Forget it. Yeah, it's okay. We right. Double click on initial interval and let's refactor it. Thank you. That's actually much better for me. and right click on it and right click on initial interval, and we want to refactor it now. Right click and rename. Is there a rename?
Yeah.
Second from the top. Yeah.
Okay, right. I changed that to interval underscore ms, right? From interval underscore. What should we call it? Milliseconds. Just say interval. Let's not give the units. Just say interval. Just say interval. Rename
So
to
just
interval.
refactor it to interval.
Yeah, no, just say rename to interval. Rename to interval. Okay. Now now in your in the code, there you go. Right now in the code where it says as it's milliseconds, inside of milliseconds you want to say interval times 1000. No, interval times 1000, because intervals is in microseconds. You can put that in comments. Interval times 1000.
Wait, don't we need to divide by 1000 if you want to convert it to milliseconds?
No, you got to multiply it to go from. Oh, you're doing milliseconds here, and that's being given to you in microseconds. Yeah, yes. You need to divide by 1000. Gee, you don't want to do division and all here.
But it's not the same logic for this one, right?
Well, no, not the same logic. That's fine. That's good, right?
Okay.
And here you want to say milliseconds. Yeah, let's just say divide by 1000 for now, because we all just save time. Okay, divide by 1000. Yeah, interval divided by 1000. And you can fix it up later. Okay, you can refactor it to make it more efficient later on. And then you can say in comments you can say convert interval from micro to milli. Right? Convert from micro to milli in comments.
Do you think it will be better to like make a new variable called interval milliseconds?
I'd say it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
For now, because ultimately everything has to be in one. You shouldn't be converting from one to another. Okay. You can just say converting from micro to milli. Yeah. Okay. Now, all right. So here we go. Before we go into the balance part of it, let's actually fix this, because this is the only right there. Let's do this. Go to in your Chrome, go to desmos.com. Go to desmos.com. Yeah. It looks like you've already been using Desmos, so you probably know. No, not scientific. No, don't go to scientific.
Okay.
Just get rid of the word scientific.
Sorry.
Get rid of the word scientific in
The
URL.
graphic one, right? Just
Yeah. Okay. Now let's plot something. Let's plot y equals x squared. Y equals x squared. Okay. Now, all right. So now zoom out a bit. Zoom out. And bring it down so that all right. So all right. So hang on. Oh, I need to see the numbers on the x-axis. All right. So you see 40, 50. All right. So let's see how many times. So what we want to do is make it wait for 1 second after. So let's say 2 seconds, right? So let's say it waits for 2 seconds. The 2 seconds is when it stops. And let's say 2 seconds after, I don't know, after about 100 movements, okay? Or maybe 200 movements. It's going to 200 movements. All right. So what we want to flatten this curve down, and so it goes like that. So let's say that y equals x over 10 squared. This 0.1 x 0.1. Do that. X squared over 10. Let's say x squared over 10. X squared over 10. X squared over I don't know, 100 maybe. Even
ladder.
Yeah, I think that. That means it'll slow down very slowly. Yeah, I think that's good. That's good. X squared over 100. Is that x squared over 100?
No, that's over 1000. This is
Okay.
over 100.
Let's use 100 and we can do this later. We'll use 100 for now. So x squared over 100 in 2 seconds. It waits for 4. Oh, I see. Y is the number of seconds to wait, and x is if after 200 rotations, it waits for 4 seconds. So, all right, let's do that 1000, what you did, 1000. All right, so after about 500 rotations. It'll wait for. Wow, the numbers are all quite wacky. Here I can't see what the x-axis is. We'll just use it. We'll just use x squared over 1000, and then we can figure it out. Okay, so let's just go to your code. Let's just go to our code, and we say the amount of time to wait is going to be let's say some initial time. Let's say
Should I comment it?
Hmm?
I'll do it after.
I'm sorry.
I'm saying, should I comment what you were saying after this thread?
Oh, I'm sorry. You don't have to. We'll comment it after we've coded it. Okay. So time to wait on the next line. On the next line after that Linux comment, right? There. Enter. And so we want to say time to wait. On the next line. No, on the previous line before you sleep. We want to calculate the time to sleep, right? Yeah, time to sleep. Right. So there you go. So you say size t time to sleep equals what was it? It's given to you in milliseconds. So we want to do square divided by 1 million. No, square divided by 1000, right? Square divided by 1000. Initial interval times square divided by. Initial interval. Gee, you know what? Let's come back to this later. Okay, let's come back to this later. I don't know if it's going to look good, but we'll leave it like this for now. Okay, just comment it out and put a comment there saying to do, right? To do. Put a comment saying to do. We'll come back to it after. To do. Come back to this. Okay. And one word to do. That way the VS Code will pick it up. Yeah. Okay, great. All right. So let's go to our main. Do the balance part, and then we'll come back here and do this. And hopefully, in the meanwhile, someone can figure out a good function to use. What we want is that the time to wait should increase parabolically. So it waits for nothing at all. It's just 0 seconds initially between the movement. But for the next one, it's going to wait for, because next one x equals 1. The number I use your x. Okay. So the next one, it should wait for slightly longer, but that longer should be determined by the square of 1. And the next one should be determined the square of 2, square of 3, square of 4. That way it'll increase faster. Okay. The time to wait will increase faster rather than kind of. Already it's fast because it's geometric, but we'll see what the effect is later on. Okay, so now let's go to main. We'll do the main with the balance and everything so we can actually have a good game. All right, so in our main, let's take a look at our main. Yeah, there you go. All right, so excellent. So before you start the do loop, let's print our header and banner and everything in all caps. Just before the do loop, you say welcome to, right? So see out, and then within quotes you say /n/n, 2 blank lines above. No, backslash n.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Where's backslash?
Right side above the return key.
There's a return key
above the return key, above the enter.
Oh, you mean above the backspace? Okay.
Excellent. Right now, and then after the second /n, you say welcome, all uppercase, welcome, welcome to what do you want to call this? Welcome to roulette at Foothill. Welcome to roulette at Foothill, right? Roulette, ROULETTE at Foothill, right? Okay, now and then endl after that, two endls after that, or 2 /n's after that, 2 /n's, whatever you want. Right? It's up to you. Okay, all right, semicolon. All right, so, you want to put an endl? Just take one of the /n's then. Yeah, take 1 /n out and put the other.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right, and left shift in the endl. Good. Now, and I put a blank line above that to separate it from the decorations, and also join up the decorations with the previous decorations.
You
Get
mean
rid of the
delete
line.
space?
All right. So welcome to Roulette at Foothill. Now, this part is getting all the names of the players. Hit enter if no more players. Great, great. Okay, that's all good. Now, what we want to do is in this part, we'll just get the names of the players. Okay, we'll just get the names. Oh, gee. Okay, what number are you betting on? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. And we'll just enter. Okay. All right. And we can also clean up a little bit more. Here, online, where you say iStream stream IS1, get rid of the IS1 and make that just, get rid of the whole thing, IS1. Get rid of IS1. On the line above that, Get rid of IS1, just IS1, just
Okay.
IS1. Yeah, and user input parentheses, just joined up with iString stream. So it should look as though user input is a parameter to a function called iString stream, right? Just get rid of the blank space before that. Right now, get rid of the semicolon at the end. So get rid of the semicolon at the end, right? And then right shift right there into num. Right shift into num. Right shift.
All right.
Yeah, and you can get rid of the next line. Get rid of the next line. This is what the compiler would have done anyway, so we're just doing it, right? And it also cleans up the code, right? Yeah, and then do the same thing for the other one too. So what we're doing there is, and you can look it up later, what we're doing there is instead of creating a named variable, we're just creating an anonymous, it is called an anonymous variable. What that means is that I'm going to use the iString string constructor, make this object using this default, non-default constructor, parameterizing it, but I don't care what the name is because I'm not going to give it a name like IS1 or IS2. Just it's going to be an anonymous object. Just give it to me. I'm going to use it once and then that's done, right? So you don't need a name. That's why this is one form of creating an object, invoking a constructor and creating an object. Okay, so we can do this. And so later you get the bet and then we add the bet and while true. All right, now after that it's going to play the game. Now when you add the bet, how is the balance being adjusted? We need to make sure we know how the balance is being adjusted. Does every player have a balance of 1,000? So the player is being passed. Okay, so let's go to the place where you have where you do add bet.
Professor, I want to ask. So you use the shift operator it's kind of like assign this to num, but we're using
No, it's not assigned that
operator.
to num. No. What it says is that on the left you are going to get a stream. On the left hand side, that whole thing on the left hand side of the shift operator, iString stream user input. Yeah, it says that is going to give a stream because iString stream is a class, and it is and within parentheses user string that is a class, and that part is basically invoking the constructor of the class, the non-default constructor of the class to make the iString string object. So on the left you actually get the stream itself. And then you're just right shifting from the stream. It's just like doing C in right shift into num. Yeah, it's exactly the same as C in right shift into num.
Right.
Except
I guess my question is what's the problem of doing that? Why do we have to use the operator?
What do you want to do?
Why can't I just assign it like that? Why do we need a shift?
Oh, you can. So can you do C in equals 5? Can you do C in equals 5?
No.
Yeah, so that's why you can't do that here, because C in is a stream, and this whole thing on the left is also a stream. You can't say a stream equals 5.
I see. So
Yeah.
that's basically shift is one use for shift is passing a string, right?
Yes. So that shift operator basically says read from the stream and put it in here.
I mean, can I change the order and just say num equals the string instead of doing that? Will that be the same?
No,
thing?
even then can you say num equals Cn? Can you say an integer equals Cn?
No, I guess not.
Yeah, okay. Right. So anytime this kind of thing is confusing, you can always say, well, that's supposed to be a stream. Let me put a stream that I already know, like Cn in there, and see if it works. Yeah, in your mind, right? So you can say, oh, I can do a Cn equals 5. So this is obviously not possible. Is everybody clear on this?
So it's for certain types of functions, right? We need to use shift. I guess not functions, but classes.
Objects. objects. No, it doesn't work on class. Class is an abstract thing. Class doesn't exist, right? A class in C++, Java, any programming language, a class is not concrete. A class is not something that exists. Yeah. In order to have an object, you need to instantiate the class.
Right.
Saying it's just a class, it's like a blueprint, right? So if someone comes in and says, I want to buy a house, you can say, oh, here's a house, here's a blueprint, that's $5 million, right? So you're going to say $5 million was a blueprint, right? So even if Frank Lloyd Wright had designed it, you're not going to add it, right? So you can't say this. In order to get something to work on, you got to take the blueprint and make an object out of it. So in order to live in the house, you got to take the blueprint of the house and make and stamp out a real house. Then you can go and live in the house. So
Right.
yeah, so iString stream is just a class. It is just a blueprint. It says, give me a user string, I can make a string for you. But it doesn't know how to, it is not a stream itself. It knows how to make a stream, but it's not a stream itself.
I see. Okay.
Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so let's go
Yeah, that's-
to the add bet. Where's the place where we add the bet? Yeah, no, where we define add bet. All right, good. Okay, so here we're going to turn add bet into a bool instead of a void, and you'll find out. You'll see the reason why. Okay, we're going to say change that into a bool instead of a void.
Wait, where's the code for? Did we just?
Yeah,
declare
the
it
code
here?
is down there somewhere. I'm pretty sure Adam moved it somewhere else. Okay, so because he started doing it
there it is.
inline, and then we said let's not do it inline. If I remember correctly.
Right here.
No, you
here's
got to
actually-
change the signature in the declaration to a bool. Change the signature in the declaration to bool. No, even in the class where you had void, I don't think you changed that to bool. Inside of the class def. Inside
Right.
of the class def.
Like here.
That I think yeah, that also needs to be bool. Yeah. All right. Now let's go to our definition. All right. Now here, what you're going to do is what is it? Num. Num is the their betting. Oh, that just sets a number
Yeah.
and not the amount they're betting on. Where do they set the amount they're betting on? Hey, Adam, do you remember where we put the amount you're betting on? Go further down in main, we can find out, right? Further down in main, right? So I want to say, right, how much do you want to bet? And num, and then player, user bet. Yeah,
It gets
the
inputted
second
in
number is
add
user
bet.
bet.
On right there, add bet ring dot add bet player num. Num is what's get inputted when you ask how much do you want to bet. So size t
So
num
change
is
that
the
num into
amount.
amount. AMT for amount, right? AMT. And what number is it being bet on? So ring dot add bet. Okay.
Don't.
Player num. If current. And I see current arrow. No. Something is really wacky here, guys. So I because of our naming convention, I think we totally screwed up things in terms of, right? What is num is the number you're betting on. Amount is the amount you're betting. So we have to be really, really clear on which way change, because they're both size t and we can get confused. So let's clean up and make sure that everything is shipshape here. Okay. So add bet gets given an amount, but it also needs to get given. Oh, yeah. It also needs to get given the number on which to bet. Where is that number? Let's go to our main again. Sorry, please. Main. Okay. Get line. Okay. So user input. No, please. Yeah. Thank you.
That was there.
Right. So I'm trying to see. Right. So where num number on. Okay, that's the number they're betting on.
Wait, why are we calling both of them num though?
No, we
Because
shouldn't
we-
call. Oh, I see. We call it previously. We called both of them num because
That should
we
be a
wanted to
num,
reuse the
right?
variable. Good point, Mark. Okay, we shouldn't be calling both of them num. The compiler should be internally renaming them to be the same space and all. So where you say int size t num, oh, you have user bet. You have int user bet too. So the second time you do the get line, yeah, change the value, change the variable name user bet to amount, right? Just change it's just 3 letters is easier, right? And also in the declaration, change that to amount. Yeah, there you go. Before there on that line, it says user bet, change that to amount. Now, all right. So you got the amount. and you got the number they're betting on, and
Oh wait, I think I
something is wacky here. How do we set the bet on that particular number?
Sorry.
Username, amount, and the number too, right? Can someone help me out here? Okay, because I'm trying to figure out the bet is associated with the player, the amount, and the number on which they're betting, and I don't see where the number ring. Oh, I see, ring.add bet. Oh, okay, all right. So the player, I think it's a mess. Someone has to refactor this and make it cleaner. So here's what is going on. So the bet is embedded inside the player, and then the amount is separate outside. The number is outside. So I think what we should do is, because the player has the bet in it. Okay, all right, so here's what we'll do right there. After you get the amount, on that line, after the right shift amount, hit enter, enter, right? If amount is greater than, I think it is player arrow balance or something. Right? So well, what is it? Player arrow balance? What do we call it? Player dot balance. What is the member inside of the player class that stores the amount of money the player still has left? In the player class.
Just balance.
Is this balance? Yeah. Okay.
I think
so
so.
It's yeah. So we have to say if amount is greater than balance, player dot balance. Why is it not auto-completing? It should be auto-completing here, right? Oh, we haven't created the player. Oh, here's where we're creating the player. Oh, this has got to be in a loop where the players are. Okay, all right. So there's a fair amount of refactoring. If you're patient, we'll actually get through it. But at any point you say this is getting too boring, we'll just stop, okay, and do something else. All right, we're gonna. Everybody okay with that? We'll just do a little bit of refactoring. It's refactoring is actually very useful, and it's a skill that we can. It is going to be useful. So you say see out. Sorry, you don't have that much money, and then you can continue. All right. Sorry, you don't have that much money. And then endel, and then continue. Right now, yeah, continue. 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 Yeah. All right. Now here's what we. Where's that? Yeah. All right. So and then the player has to be. The player shouldn't be created here. So I think what we need to do is yeah, okay. So we need to persist the player outside. So essentially, we need two loops, right? We need two loops, one up there where we just get the player names and create the player objects, and then the actual game. So let's go above the yeah, there, okay, and then we'll just get all the names of the players. So in fact, we want copy that place, copy the first part of the do loop and put it there, right? Copy the first part of the do loop, and create a brand new loop up there. And you can say enter, enter, and then do. Give me 1 sec, okay? Because I'm just thinking on the fly here. I don't want to mess up. I want to make sure that the things are what we code is clean enough. So give me a minute. I want to think about this, because what we want to do, and you guys should also think about it. And if you guys have a better idea for how to refactor it, like Adam came up with a bunch of ideas last class, right? When we were coding and things got better, Nemo and all of you guys, right? I'm going to think give me 1 minute. Let me try and figure out. And also control plus one more time, Mark, because it'll be slightly easier for me. Increase zoom in. Yeah, that's no, that's too much because I want to see more code. Yeah, that's okay. All right, so here's what we want to do. We get all the players and then we have a vector. Let's say we have a vector of players, and then we can go through the players and ask each player what they're betting on, and that should be okay. All right, that's how we'll do it. Here's the strategy I'm thinking of. If any of you think that it can be done better or differently, you should let me know. Right, in the first loop, we're not going to get the bet. We're just going to get all the names of the players. Okay, so we're going to say, well, enter the name of player, enter player name, and enter no more. Right, so we get all the players, make the players, and stuff them into a vector of players that we've created. So we're going to create a vector of players. And we're just going to push back and get all the players in the vector. Okay, in the second loop, we're going to iterate through the vector, the list of players in the vector that we already have. And we say, John, how much do you bet? Andrew, how much do you bet? Adam, how much do you bet? So we can actually ask each player by name how much they bet and what they're betting on. Okay, so there'll be two different loops. And that way, I think we'll have everything. That way, we'll also have everything will be set up then to have multiple rounds and everything, right? I don't know if I made myself clear, but we're in the process of implementing it. I think it'll clarify itself because it's reasonably clear in my mind. Okay, so we'll see if that works out. Okay, so all right, headlines, username. Okay, all right, enter.
So
all right,
cut out
second,
the enter name here.
Exactly, get rid of that. And also what we're going to do is change the second loop from a do to a while. Oh, you know, no. The first one should just be do, like you had before, right? But after that break statement, hit enter, right? And we want to have a vector of players. So up in the declaration section above ring, below ring, you say vector. Yeah, enter. You say vector. Open bracket, open left. Yeah, there. Thank you. Right. Player. Uppercase P. Right.
So
and
that's
then
the
close.
type, right? Type and then the
exactly.
name for the
That's
vector.
right.
And this
Yes.
is the name.
So
okay.
That is right. Except you need the space before the word player and no space on the other one. You know, before the angle bracket. Before the angle bracket, no space.
So like that.
Right. So we want a vector of players, and so it's not players. It should be players on the right side. It's players. But no, there you go. Yeah. All right. So that's our list of players. So now the second loop in the second for loop, the second do loop, right? The second do loop. Change the do. The second one. Yeah, there you go. Change that to while. For size t I equals 0. For size t I equals 0.
Wait for size.
Yeah, I equals 0.
Okay. So
and then I is less than.
So we're doing size t to make it unsigned.
Yes, exactly. That's what we're doing. Okay. Yeah. Right. And then I is less than players dot size. Okay. Open close. No, open close because size is a function.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And semicolon I plus plus. All right, great. Okay, so inside the for loop, why is it underlined?
Expected while. That's weird. Oh, wait.
Yeah. Get rid of that. Get rid of the while true.
Oh yeah.
No, but still, it's underlined. No, I think that you're probably missing. You're missing a brace or something earlier on, just before. Well, in the part we just coded. No. The error is exactly. It should be very close to where we were coding. Just a few lines above. No, a few lines above the for loop is where we'll find the error. All right. So no, you're going too fast. All right. There it's just stop. Right. So get line, and that's all fine. Also good measure. Just clean up the blank line after the break. Oh, where's our vector? We didn't stuff it into vector. All right, hit enter after break. Hit enter after break. You need to say players dot push back. Players dot push back. Push back.
Underscore back or no? Oh, yeah.
Push underscore back. Open parentheses. And you want to create an anonymous player object right here. Say capital player, capital P player, inside. It's a parenthesis, a parameter to push back, right? Player, open parentheses. And then I think the constructor takes the name and the balance, right? Or is it just takes the name? What does the constructor for player take? No, constructor for player. Where's the player object? It takes a name
like
and then the bet. All right. So here we're going to change things so that get rid of the bet here. Get rid of the bet. We just take the name. Just the name. No, it will change the bet to initial. It will change the bet to initial balance. Okay. So change the word bet to balance. Change the word bet to balance in the constructor. In the constructor for player. In the constructor, change the word bet to balance. Change the word bet to balance.
So rename.
No, not there. In the parameter list. In the parameter list, change the word bet to balance. Right? Bal. Just call it bals.
Shouldn't I rename
No,
it?
just
So
it's just there. No, you don't have to do that. Just say balance. Bal should do. No, just do balance because you already have a variable called bal. So just say bal. Okay. Now, so we don't have balance. All right. So we're not going to initialize current bet. So leave that alone. Current, and you can say current bet 0. Current bet 0. So current bet 0. Make the current bet 0, not bal. Right. Now you say initial balance. Yeah, not initial balance minus bal and all. You just say bal, right? Balance is bal. So when you create a player object, you're saying this is the player. The player name is Mark, and he's coming in with a balance of $1,000. That's all you say, all right? So change initial balance minus bal that to just bal.
Right.
Okay. All right. So now that is our player object, and the player is being created with a name and an initial balance. That's all. Yes. Yes or no? Is everybody okay? Because I'm just talking and Mark is typing, and then I don't want people to just drop off saying, hey, I don't have any idea what the hell is going on. Is everybody okay? Because all these little places, here's a temptation that many students face, okay? When people are coding like us, you may think that, well, they got stuck. So I got a few minutes to think of something else. When after they fix it, I'll just resync with the class. Tell me if this is not a feeling that you felt. Many people have something to do urgently, and something is happening on screen, and let's say Mark and I are stuck fixing something, and I say, okay, well, let me now take care of that and come back. They would have fixed by then. Okay, that is a bad move. Please listen to me. That is a totally bad move, because places where we're getting stuck, they are the places where we learn. Okay, we don't learn anything when life is good. When life is good and everything's happening nicely, and we're happy, we don't actually learn a great deal, right? Learning happens when we hit problems, and we say, all right, so problem is where the learning happens, because we know how to solve the problem. Because you never encounter problems, you never learn how to solve things, because our life is about how to solve problems, right? So so please don't disengage yourself when we hit problems. Okay, it's okay to even disengage yourself when we're swimming along perfectly and nothing's happening. Right, so then you can disengage, but when you're hitting problem, you need to stay on the same page. Yes or no? Right? Are you all okay with that? Yes or no? All right, good. All right, so all right, so is everybody okay now? So that basically says when you create it. So now we can go back to the place where we push the player into the vector. Go to the place where we push the player into the vector.
About one thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know if it's here for this last class, but the colon in that method, what does that do?
I see. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you know what? All right. So that we never went over that in class. Okay. So, and thank you, Andrew, for bringing that up. It is a special syntax for a constructor, especially. I think, yeah, only for a constructor. In fact, not even for any method. Okay. When you're defining something inline inside of the class, and you want to initialize certain variables before the body before the logic of the function, which the logic is inside braces. Yeah, the logic for that method is within braces. But let's say that you want to initialize some variables before you get into the logic. You can do it after a colon right there with that syntax. So that's available to all C++. He doesn't have to do that. You know, technically he doesn't have to do that. He can do everything inside the braces. Inside the braces, you can say, you know, name equals s, balance equals bal, you know, current bit equals 0. You can do that 3 statements. You can do those 3 statements inside the curly braces, right? But this is shorthand. This is a shorthand for not doing that. So does that make sense?
Yes, cool.
Yeah, and
Professor,
it's really cool, isn't it?
So is this the same, what I did? Is it the same?
Yes,
Like
that is the same. But if you
this
do that,
looks
you
the
wouldn't have
same.
name. You know, that is what he did there. Oh, by the way, it's not underscore name. Did you put underscore name?
Oh yeah, to represent it's private because usually I guess it
Yeah,
is.
that's fine. That's fine. Okay. So if you do that, then you wouldn't be doing that other thing on top. So you'd say only balance and
Right.
current bed on top. You won't say name parentheses s, because name parentheses s is being assigned inside the braces.
So,
oh, not there, not there. That has to go inside the braces. That has to go inside the
Right.
braces.
Mhm. Right, because it's inside the
Right.
function.
So if you did it there, then you wouldn't be doing name on the left. You wouldn't be doing names parentheses s on the left.
Right. I wanted
yeah.
to ask, don't we need to call setter inside the constructor as well? Because we don't know if the user is initially setting the right values.
Oh, so here in this project that we did, we never implemented any setters, right? Eventually,
Right.
you will be doing setters because everything is public. Here, everything is public. But in a production system, you're not going to have everything public. Yes.
Right.
So when you finally got the logic right and everything looks good, then you'd go in and say, well, now I'm going to make this bulletproof. Then you say, well, what needs to actually be exposed to the users? What needs to be exposed outside, right? Here's the API, 3 functions and 2 variables. Those are the only thing need to be, so everything else is private. Once you make things private, then you have setters for them.
Right. Yeah. I'm asking that because on one quest we have setters, and I don't think you
Yes,
mentioned you know, calling setters inside the constructor, because I'm pretty sure that's what you usually do to check your initial parameters.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. So, and different programmers follow different conventions. The convention I follow is that I don't call setters inside my constructor. In fact, any constructor I write, regardless of the language, I try to keep constructors as lean and simple as possible. Okay, and setters will do checked assignments, right? So if you have a setter, obviously that means the setter is going to return bool, and you know, if the set succeeds, it's true. If the set fails, it's false and all, right? So what happens if the setter returns false in your constructor? The constructor has no way of signaling that back to the user. Yes.
Right.
Technically, it can. Right? If something goes wrong in the constructor,
it can call a function, I guess. I guess it can call a function or like throw an exception.
Yes, right. That is the only thing you can do. If something goes wrong in the constructor, the only thing you can do is throw an exception, because otherwise you can signal that back. In Java and other languages, it's okay, because if the constructor goes bad, you can say, well, you know, the constructor failed, I'm going to return a null. Right? In Java, you can return null, and null is a sentinel that says the constructor failed. But in C++, there is no sentinel for a failed constructor. The only way you can deal with a failed constructor is throwing an exception. And I don't like exceptions, okay? Yeah, I try to keep my exception throwing as low as possible. And so I don't call setters any sophisticated function. In all my constructors, it's all very, very direct assignments and simple logic.
So you have another function to like make sure the values are correct. You want to do it in a different place, basically.
Yes.
I see.
You want to do it in a different place. And in a constructor, you should only do things that you are sure will succeed, typically. And here we're doing the assignment, and that has a side effect. That has a nice beneficial side effect, because your setter might say, you can never create an object with a negative number, right? You can place a negative bet. So if you say set bet minus $5, it might say no, Boolean false return. I can't set a negative 5. So you can make sure that if users only use set to set values, you cannot set negative values. However, at the same time, there are situations in your program where you do need to have an object with an illegal value inside of it, because that illegal value object is your sentinel, right? Something that you can return when an object is supposed to be returned and it's not a valid object, meaning your method failed, but it has to return an object. You can return a sentinel object, which is a bad object, which is an object that has an illegal value inside of it. Yeah, how would you do that if you have a set and it's all check sets only? So the constructor setting a value directly provides a backdoor way of setting illegal values inside the object. It's a slightly advanced concept, but I think it's it's not beyond CS2A.
Right.
So that is why in constructors it helps to do it this way. Okay.
Right. So
all
your
right,
logic,
so-
you want to keep the constructor simple, and because in case there's like the setter throws false, you don't want to like deal with it inside the constructor, right? You want a separate function.
exactly.
Because you could have a whole procedure like what you do if something falls. I see. Okay, that makes sense.
Yes. All right. So where's
I think we're here in
player,
there.
and you want to push name. The first one is the username. I think you called it username.
Oops.
Username, and then the initial balance is going to be 1,000, right? So $1,000, 1,000 close, and then in comments you can say every player starts with $1,000. Yeah, the dollar goes in front, right? In the US, the dollar goes in front. All right, okay. All right, good. Now, and we still have the underline on 4. Why is 4 underlined? What does it say? What does it say?
It says expected while for some reason.
Oh, because we're done. Yes, of course. Yes, because the do is not completed yet. So go back to so make that change that do into a while. Change the do into a while true, right? It's not that do change the do into a while true, because it's going to be an infinite loop until the player hits blank. No, lowercase.
Right.
Okay.
Wait, what's the difference between while true and do? Or is
Right,
the same thing?
So a do while loop will do the thing, and after it does it, it'll check the condition to see if it does it one more time. So a do while loop will at least execute it once. The logic in the body of the loop will be executed at least once for do while, because the test happens after the first to find out if it needs to go for the back. Yeah, while is like a for loop, right? It does the it's the opposite, right? It'll do the test first, and only then it'll enter the loop. So there's a chance the while loop will never enter the body, but do will always does it at least.
Right. But I'm asking for while true specifically. Will that make a difference if we use while true or do?
You can do a do on top and then put the while true on the bottom. That's fine too.
Oh, I see.
It's the same. It's an infinite loop, and in fact, you don't even need a while true, right? Get rid of the while true, and we'll do an infinite for loop there, right? For as a change, just put comments in front of the while true. Comments, don't delete it. Put comments there. Right now, on the next line, you can say for open parentheses. Now 2 semicolons right there. Bam, bam. Right, that's and then curly brace after that. At the end, you can do a curly brace.
Curly brace.
No, not there. Outside the parentheses, right? Get rid of the space inside the parentheses.
Right.
We get rid of the space inside. Get rid of the space after the semicolon, and then you can put a comment there saying alternate form of an infinite loop. You put a comment saying alternate form of an infinite loop. Does it make sense? You can also do while like that.
Why is it 2 semicolons? Like, is that's just the convention, or does it actually mean something?
No, actually, very good question. All right, Alec. So if you look at the for loop structure, look at the next for loop he's got there, right? For size t I equals 0, I less than players, right? How many statements are there inside the for loop? Inside there, you got 3. Yeah, I equals 0 is one statement, right? Now in C++. In most languages, even in Java and everything, right? There is this thing called an empty statement, right? It is equal to, I think, the no op in machine code. So an empty statement says do nothing, right? It's possible to have a statement that says do nothing, and that statement is just a semicolon. So instead of just saying I equals 0, I say I don't want to do I equals 0. I just want to do nothing there. The next one, I less than 15. I don't want to do any checks there. That's also a blank, another semicolon. So you basically have 2 semicolons saying there's 3 empty statements.
Professor,
Got
it's just kind of like pass. I'm pretty sure you don't use that ever in.
Which one?
There's like in Python, if you write an empty if statement, you can say pass and you just pass it. So it won't give you an error. So it kind of reminds me of that in a way.
No, I missed what you were saying. If you create an empty for statement in Python, what can you do?
A for statement or if you can avoid it throwing an error by just writing pass. So you're saying I will take care of it later. So you just write pass, which in a way reminds me of this because it's like I'm not doing anything. So just
Oh, I see. Yeah, it's a special keyword. Yeah, special keyword. Yeah, it's been a while since I programmed in Python. And, it's a strange thing is I don't know if this will happen to you, but for me, when I'm working in a language, I tend to forget other languages that I've coded in, even if it's like 1 month ago, and then I have to really quickly brush it up. But on the other hand, when you look at it, it'll come back to you. So thank you. I don't remember what, but I remember there was something called pass in Python, and I have used it. Yes. Yes, it's like that.
Yeah, it's if you have an empty block, basically.
Yeah. I think in Python also you can do for true. Isn't it in Python for true colon should also work? Yes. Or while true or something like that.
That's
While
a good
true.
question. I'm not sure. While true, yes, but I'm not sure about.
Yeah, I think while true will work in Python. Yeah. All right. So all right. So now let's go to the for loop and get rid of the blank line before the for loop, so we can say in fact put a comment on the line immediately above the for loop, and say in the comment above the for, not there, yeah above the for loop, comment and say now the game begins. Now the game begins. Yeah. Okay. Now for I equals 0, I less than players dot size. All right. Now there you can say what number are you betting on? You can actually put the name of the player there. So what you have to do is C out left shift. See out left shift. No, there on see out left shift. Before you start the string, you can say see out left shift players square bracket I dot name.
So new line or on the same C out?
No, on the same in see out left shift. Yeah. I say players square bracket I.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I and then dot name. No, dot name.
I dot because it's an
Players.
object,
No,
right?
not I dot name. No, the dot name goes after the square bracket. Players square bracket I is your player object, right? You have a number of players in the vector.
Right.
Player square bracket
here
I
you're fetching
is the I player.
object.
That is the
Right,
object.
So here
and then you want to get the
fetching
name
object,
from that object, so you
and
put a dot name.
then you're doing it. Right.
Name.
Right. So.
Yeah, and then inside of the quotes, put a comma. Inside of the quotes, you say comma, because it has to say mark comma. What are you betting, right?
Right.
Comma, and then what number are you betting on? Okay, all right. He said lowercase w. I think it's lowercase w.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, lowercase w. All right. Okay, and then after change the comma. You got username out there. So get rid of the username out there. Yeah, get rid of the username and then the comma at the end. And get rid of the comma also. And yeah, that's right. And put the question mark inside the quotes itself. Yeah, because you got everything there. There you go. And get rid of the comma.
Oh wait. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That looks good. All right. So you've got the now you're getting the and that is the number. Okay. That all right. Now, now you don't need to put the name again for the second question. You say how much do you want to bet is fine, okay? And you say C in user input and get the amount. All right. Now, if amount is greater than player balance, you don't okay, and you continue. Fantastic. Okay. Now, otherwise, you're going to say ring.add bet player comma num. Okay. I think that should work. Okay. Oh, no, we have to, you got to say player dot balance minus equals amount, right? So you got to say player square bracket I, by the way. And also inside the if statement where you have player dot balance, you got to say player square bracket I dot balance.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And then get rid of the player creation above that. You don't need to create a player.
Right.
And then All right, players square bracket I dot balance, players square bracket I dot balance. All right, you don't have, and continue. Otherwise, you say player comma number. Okay. Now, why is it underlined? Why is player underlined there?
Because I think it's
Oh, player
you
square
don't-
bracket I. Player square bracket I. Player square bracket I. You want to add that player, yeah? Okay. All right. Now all of the players are in there with their respective bets, and their balances have been updated. Oh, before that line, before that add bet line, you want to say players dot balance. So players of square bracket I dot balance. Players square bracket I dot balance. Players square bracket I dot balance minus equals. I think amount minus equals amount. No, AMT. You called it AMT.
All right.
Yeah. All right. So that player, the amount has reduced, and the bet has been placed on that number. Now take that SRAND line and move it all the way to the. Oh, how come we have all these declarations now? All of a sudden. All right. Copy all 3 lines. Okay. Copy all those 3 lines. Yeah, and move it immediately after main. Right. Let's put it on top, above. You know. No, wait. No. I'm sorry, Mark. I'm sorry. Can you put it back? All right.
Yeah.
SRAND. We need to take SRAND right to the top. We'll leave these 2 here for now. Yeah, right to the top after you enter main. After the declarations. Yeah, all right. Put it there, because who knows, right? Some of the constructors that you use may depend on RAND too, and put a blank line after that so that it doesn't look like a declaration of a variable.
Right.
Okay. Right. So now, yeah, go back to this place where we were. So now the game begins. Okay. Now, what number? Okay. Now. All right. Great. Yeah. Get rid of those blank lines. One more. Okay. Now, while true, what we want to do is, oh yeah, actually, I'll put a C out. Put a C out saying, no, we'll put a blank line, because previously I think the numbers were, butted up against. Put a blank C out end L. C out end L.
Oh, like here.
Yeah.
Can I just do that or no? Probably not.
Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. Now we are going to yeah, and further down is where we actually play the game. Yeah, scroll down a bit, please. Thank you. All right. So make ring. What does it do? Oh, I see that to do weekend. Right. So that prints the ring. It does that, and it starts spinning. So yeah, let's put a comment on top of the while true, saying this is the animation. This is the animation for the spinning wheel. Animation for this is the animation for the spinning wheel. Okay. All right. So now and all that while loop does is basically just spin the thing, right? It just spins the wheel. Okay. Stream. What is? Yeah. Okay. This is the animation. Okay. Did we play with this parabola and things like that? Did we put something in there before? I don't know.
I think we left it. We said we'll worry about it later.
Oh, we'll do it later. Yeah, we'll leave the animation like this for now. Okay. Yeah, we'll leave the animation like that. Okay. All right. Now let's go outside of this for a while loop. Let's go. But the speeder is here, is trying to get some cookies, I think. Okay. Now start arrow. Starting. All right. No winners. Okay. Else it's gonna go
I have a
through.
question. How do I? So is this just? So that's just like that, right? That's how you do it. Or okay. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Everything clear?
Yeah.
It looks like we're done. It seems to me that it looks. Oh no, we don't have that other loop where you can keep betting multiple times. So let's do this. Okay. Let's do this. This is the animation for the spinning wheel. So what we need to do really is, now the game begins, right? So that whole thing needs to be in a loop. And that's where you're going to be refactoring later on to clean this up into separate functions so that we don't have one, Python of a function, like huge, big, big function. You got to clean it up. So what we're, for now, we'll just start an infinite loop on, let's say we'll start an infinite loop just before, now the game begins. Where does it say now the game begins? I think up here. Yeah, now the game begins. No, I saw that. I saw the comment. Now the game begins. Further up, further up. There you go. Right? Just above that thing, let's create an infinite loop. While true, right? Now take this whole thing under that and put it inside that while loop. The whole thing. Now from now the game begins. Now the game begins on, yeah. Now the game begins. Cut the whole thing and put it inside the while loop, and it'll automatically indent it correctly.
Oh, the for loop itself is. So including the C out and everything, right?
Did you cut it? Cut it, and put it there.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you did put it. It was just lag, is it? I didn't. Yeah, and the comment should go above the.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, wait a second.
Yeah. I seem to be lagging.
There's more. Even the other loop, the while true loop, should be inside this loop. Everything. Because when the winning and announcing to the player, everything should be inside the loop. Is it? Have you done it?
Yeah.
Where's the other part? Yeah, the remaining part of the loop. Yeah, where you had. There you go.
While true the for, then and now while true for the animation.
There you go. That part. Yeah, copy that, and cut that and put that also in the while true loop.
I'm sorry, what did you
I'm
say?
actually losing my bearings because I don't know. I can't see exactly where we are in the code, so I'm kind of I can't think as clearly. But yeah,
I put everything in the I put the for and the while inside the while.
Right. Let me take a look, please. All right. So this is the animation for the spinning wheel. Okay. So and now the game begins. Where is that comment? Where is that see out? Now the game begins.
Welcome.
Oh
to
yeah, that comment got deleted.
I don't think it's a.
Right.
So it's a.
All right. Put it above the while true loop. Put above the while true loop. You say see out. Now the game begins.
Yeah, I did have that. That's weird.
No, I think it got deleted accidentally. Maybe you just put it there above the while true loop. Just say now the game begins. No, see out. Now the game begins. All
okay.
See out. Yeah, see out. Now the game begins. Oh no. Sorry, I'm sorry, Mark. I don't think we had a see out. Did we have a see out? No, I think it's just comment.
No, it
comment
just commented. Yeah.
Yeah, comment is fine. Right now the game begins. All right. Now in the while loop, you're going to say what number are you betting on? Unfortunately, because it's an infinite loop, the only way to get out of it is by hitting Control C for now. And you can do that later on. You can fix it. So that, or you can also say, hit enter to, yeah, you can say hit enter to, yeah, you can say, oh, you have to do it in two different places because you all right, put a comment, after that, now the game begins, put a comment saying, refactor this so that it's not an infinite loop. And it will exit when the user says something, right? So you can say refactor it. So it's not an infinite. Peter. All right. Okay. I'm not going to keep the door open. It's like 40 degrees out there. Okay. All right. I think we're good here. And then and you got two blank lines somewhere. This is the animation for the spinning wheel. Get rid of one of those blank lines. And then it does the thing and I think we're good to go, right? Can someone else do a quick overview before Mark compiles it and runs it? I don't think there's any errors that I can see, any obvious errors. Here's a really cool thing, okay, about programming in general, and it's something that you may find worthwhile remember. Okay, there's two ways to program. One way is to program it so that there are no obvious errors. Okay, meaning that you write something and you hand it over to someone and collect the money for it. Okay, I've done your job, it's a contract, and they say, oh, it looks good, and say no obvious errors. They'll buy it. Okay, the other way to program is to make sure that there are obviously no errors. Okay, it's two different things, and they're so subtly different, and that's where all the importance is, and it's such a significant importance. If you program that there are no obvious errors, good program, because you can see it, obviously there are no errors. Okay, however, if you program it in such a way that there are no obvious errors, that means there may be errors, but they're not obvious, they're hidden errors. Okay, that means your program is screwed. Someone is going to have a bad time and stop buying your product. So this is a distinction between, so programmers should always program in such a way that there are obviously no errors. Okay, anyway, sorry for the digression. We should be able to. I think
there's two warnings, I think. Mark, if you click the little warning at the bottom left, you see above output. Yeah, right there. I'm just curious what the warnings are. Or does that not bring you to the warnings? Sorry, I don't use VS Code.
Oh, no. What are the warnings, Walter? Can you tell me what the warnings are? We can fix it.
Because it has a small warning sign at the bottom left. I assume that was warnings. Yes, it's the warning.
You see the
window?
Can you see this warning window? Can you see
okay.
I can see it, but the font is too tiny for me. It's like
well, it says variable node next is uninitialized.
Always initial.
Oh, is it? Is it? Where are we using next?
Ring.
It's line 158, but we don't have line numbers. So
how did I make line numbers? It has
I don't know.
Somewhere.
I'm pretty sure line numbers were there before in someone else's VS Code, right? I think it's probably just a setting. But let's figure it out. Where are we using Node? Where are we using Node? No. Let's not waste time. Because I think
that's not VS.
Go back to our code, Mark.
I mean, isn't Visual Studio VS Code?
They're different, actually.
Really? Whose options expand there now? Okay, whatever. I can just find where that node is. Node. Oh, I guess it's not reading like that.
It would be next. Search for next.
Yeah, just next.
And then scroll down because we know it's, I think, yeah. No.
I mean, we do initialize it. Maybe.
If you click on that little the error list, can it bring you to the error? It should be.
Yeah, so it's specifically you see this rigidity line, this line.
Oh, okay.
And this line.
Okay.
Oh, that's where it says node is uninitialized. Is that where it says this?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, no, it is. You can see it says variable ring uninitialize, always initialize.
But that's for ring first. That's the second one. We're looking. You see how there's two. So I'm looking for where the node next, because it doesn't make sense for this to be thrown there. There should be somewhere where we're calling next in some manner, and it's just uninitialized at that point.
But I think.
And also, while you're here, put the star next to next. It shouldn't be node star next, node space star next. On that line.
Wait, but isn't that just two different conventions of writing it? Because I know people who can write like this, and I know people who write like this. So isn't that the same thing, though? It is conventions.
No. There are two conventions, but that convention is wrong. Okay, if you see professional programmers doing it like that, you should tell them that's not the professional way to do it. And the reason for that is that you don't say it's not professional, just don't do it. People shouldn't be given rules blindly. We went over the specific reason why that shouldn't be done last class. You were there, Mark. Were you there last class? I think Adam also had a. In fact, if you go to the post Adam made a post on Reddit. Okay, and in the post where the link is there, he actually explains the exact reason why you shouldn't be doing it that way on Reddit. There you go. All right. So this is wrong. He says that is wrong. No, it's further down. Right there you go. All right. That we don't have to spend time reading it now, but that is the part where you say that's not the way to do it. Yeah, okay, good. Now, so put the star next to next. And why is it underlined? I don't understand why it's underlined. First of all,
Mark,
why is it underlined?
Mark, do you see at the top of the screen it says tools right there? I think if you click that, you should be able to get line numbers because that will just help make this much faster. Yeah, right there, tools. You just went over it with the mouse. There you go. And then let's see.
No. Well, you want to see Peter is like I finally came inside.
Yeah, it says tools, options,
Oh,
expanded
options. Yeah, try options. I think I saw that. Yeah, at the very bottom.
text editor. Maybe just there.
Oh, right there, text editor. Yeah, a bit above. You see debugging, debugging, work items, performance tools. It's right there.
Oh yeah.
And then all languages, maybe click all languages. And then here there should be a thing for line numbers. It says line numbers is checked. You see that? Check it again.
Okay. Well. Okay.
I'm not sure though.
Wonders of
All
visuals.
the other squirrels. Okay.
Okay, we got it working. For some reason, it was.
You got it working? Okay.
Yes, it says 158. So this one and this one. So
Yeah, so it must be right there. It's saying that 158 is the cause of the problem for next.
right. I think what it's saying is
What is the error? I can't read the error message or the warning.
The error is it says variable node next is uninitialized. Always initialize a member variable. That's all it says.
Okay, just say node 0 and next 0 right there. When you initialize the node, yeah, after num n comma, yeah, comma, and you say next 0, next, and then 0 in there.
like that zero. Well,
0 inside, which means you're setting. Or you can say next is null pointer instead of saying 0. Say null pointer, nullptr. Okay, now I think that should fix this issue. Why is it not gone?
I'm not sure. I think the problem is that we define it and for some reason it thinks we never use it. Maybe because it's outside of its scope. I'm not sure.
No, it's saying yeah, that's strange that it's saying uninitialized. That doesn't really make sense.
Because we do initialize it here. Oh, maybe because we initialize it inside a different class and it's outside of the scope, or
well, something is wacky here. We can figure that out later, but it's a green underline. It's not a red underline. So,
right.
So let's not worry about that too much now. Are there any other? What is the other warning? What is the other warning?
Oh,
It says, it's the same thing, but for ring
for-
first. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Oh, it's the same thing for ring first. Where is it?
It's
Where
one
is ring
thing.
first?
Yeah.
Oh,
there you
I
go.
see. And you are assigning to ring this arrow first equals cur. And what does it say there? Variable first is uninitialized. Always initialize a variable, a member variable. Is first first is a member of ring. Oh, I see. Go to the ring class and also let's initialize that to a null pointer. Yeah, in your ring class, but where you have the ring constructor on line 170. Line 170.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, and let's but just before the semicolon, put a colon, space colon, space colon. Not there. Outside the parentheses. Outside. Yeah. Space colon, space. No, not comma. No comma.
Sorry.
Space colon, space colon. Right. Yeah. All right. And then after, yeah, there you go. You want to say first open parentheses null pointer and length 0. A comma, no comma. No, not there. A comma goes outside the parentheses, comma, and then length, and then 0. Length 0. I think this is where you do it. Where is it? No, but we don't define it here. Okay, because we don't define it here. Cut it. Don't. Yeah, cut it. You want to have it in the clipboard. We want to put it where you define the function. Just cut it. Cut it from there. Cut what we just did, right? With including the colon. All right, get rid of the colon. Yeah, and the space, okay. Now put it where you have on line 178, and put it there, put it on line 178. There you go. On 178 itself. You can put it on 178 after the curly brace.
wait.
Oh, you want to do it there?
Okay. I mean,
No, not there, not there. It has to be before the brace. It has to be. That's why I said put it on the end, just like you do.
But isn't that part of the class definition? Don't you want it to be?
It
part
is
of the class
no,
definition?
it's not part of the class definition. It says when the method is called, you're going to initialize these variables and only then start the logic of the method. That's all it says.
Oh, so
So
you can
since
have
it's a
code
constructor-
before the brackets. I didn't know that. I thought you can have codes only like in between the brackets.
Oh, you can just do it inside too. That's fine. Inside here, you can just do it. Just say length equals length equals n equal, and then what was the other thing we initialized? First equals
Should I
Actually,
just
hang
do
on.
first?
Where are we setting first? Yeah, this arrow, we are setting first right there. No, we don't have to do anything. We're actually setting everything right there. Everything looks good. Everything looks good.
Maybe
Only
it
length
just
should be set to
Visual
0.
Studio. Like this thing just does wonders.
Yeah,
so I don't
get
know.
rid of the line. Get rid of that. Get rid of that.
I
And
know, maybe,
why is length equal to n? Yeah, we set the length to n. Yeah,
Right.
and then that should go after if n equals 0 or 10, right? So move the n equals 0 above the length equals n. Yeah, put it there. And length 10 and node star. Yeah, okay. And there's a blank line before the method starts. Get rid of the blank line also after a ring. Yeah, there you go. Right. I think that's it. Why do we? Maybe it's just Visual Studio. And you can share the code with me. I'll take a look later on to see what those warnings are. But you guys can also figure it out and share it with the rest of the class. Okay. All right. So I think that is good. We should be able to run the game now and have multiple rounds, and people will be able to bet with $1,000 and see their balances go down and so on. Oh yeah, let's also after the winners are printed, where are the winners printed in your main go all the way to main in your main where. All right, while true, where do you print the winners? While true,
Do we print the
further
winners?
down, where you print the winners.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, there you go. Winnings. Yeah, there you go. Balance plus equals winnings. Oh yeah. All right. So we'll put a to do, and you guys should do it later on. We won't do it now. Put a to do after the else, and inside the else, after the for loop, put another inside the for loop. Outside the for loop, inside the else. All right. Not there. The next one. Yeah. All right. Can we do that? What we're going to do here is essentially subtract. Oh, the balance has already been adjusted. The balance has been adjusted. We don't have to do anything because the balance has been adjusted when the player placed the bet. That amount was subtracted from the balance, so that's all being taken care of. But we need to say we need to have another loop after this for loop. When you put another for loop, we say here are the current player balances, and then you print the player and the balance, player balance, and so on. For size t I equals 0, I less than players dot size I plus plus, and you say players dot size
Wait, do it.
size
Wait,
players dot size
Just players that size and then I plus plus.
size parentheses. Yeah, size is a function.
Oh, right, it's a function.
Size function, and then you need a space. Yeah, there you go. Right, good. And now you can say C out, and then left shift player square bracket I dot name. Your new balance is player square bracket I dot name, and then left shift. Left shift. Code a comma. Your new balance is. And then and then player square bracket I dot balance. Yeah, and then end out. Left shift.
Right.
Yeah. I think that's it. And you don't even need braces now because it's just one statement for the for loop, and
Right.
and I think it should be cool. Yeah, is that okay? Can we run it?
Good. Let me try.
Are you ready to run it? Everybody okay? What time is it? Wow, it is 10 past 10. I'm so thankful to you guys. Okay, I'm thankful to you guys. I don't know if you guys are enrolled in other classes and you're cutting those classes to it, and you shouldn't be doing that. But thank you all so much for sticking around and and doing that. And Walter too, right? Because he's definitely not obliged to stick around like this. So thank you all. And is it running? It should
says
run
there
now,
were
right?
build errors for some
All
reason.
right, let's take a look at the build errors. Now, I'm happy to stick around as long as you guys need to fix these big build errors and run it. And Mark is eventually going to share the working version of the code, I guess. So, but people who have to go, I understand if you need to go now, but I'm happy to stick around and fix this, okay? All right, what are the build errors? Let's take a look at the build
Thanks,
errors.
Professor.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, yeah, hey, thank you. And if you guys want another class next week, let me know. Otherwise, thank you all for the pleasure of the opportunity to teach you. I had a great experience. Okay, this has been one of the best classes I've had. So thank you all so much. And I hope to see. I am going to see most of you in CS2B. So that's. Oh, by the way, anyone who has completed all 9 quests. And pass this message on to those people who left, Darshana and all these other people. If you completed all 9 quests, done a good job on everyone, and you want to be a tutor like Walter next quarter for CS2A, let me know. You have to have completed all 9 quests. You can be a tutor. Foothill pays you money, and Walter can give you an idea of how much work is involved. And I believe that Walter attending class with us is optional. Okay, he's doing it out of his own goodwill. Technically, all that Walter is contracted to do by Foothill is offer some, some offline, some kind of tutoring hour for students. Yes, Walter?
Yeah, I just do tutoring sessions when students email. So that's
But that's
mostly
all
what-
you need to do. And obviously you can attend class like Walter and we can all have fun. And you can talk to Walter, okay? You email him and get him and talk to him, and he can give you some information on how much money you will get from Foothill, what the responsibilities are. It's actually quite fun, I think, right? We're having fun. So
Alright.
let me know. Yeah, if any of you want
Sounds
to do that,
interesting.
yeah,
I'll think
yeah,
about it.
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
let me know.
You have to be enrolled in
Unfortunately, for
classes though,
CS2A, I
right?
can only have one. Okay, CS2A, I can only have each class. I can have one tutor, but anyone who's done 2B can also tutor for 2B. And people who do 2C can tutor for 2C, but unfortunately, after 2C, they probably go back to their workplaces or universities. And
I should clarify that if it's your first time tutoring at Foothill, then you will need to take a tutor training class. But that's like we meet an hour a week, and it's pretty basic. It's not a lot of time commitment. But yeah, that's
you
that's
have
the
to
only
do
other-
this every week, Walter. Do you have to do this tutor training every week, 1 hour?
Yeah, it's an hour-long Zoom meeting where they go over like tutoring techniques and whatnot.
But why do they need to tell it to you 12 times?
Well, yeah, you're asking the wrong person, I guess. but yeah, apparently,
Okay, all right.
the skills and
Because the same
technique-
1 hour, that 1 hour could be put to use, interacting with students, because you only need that 1 hour first to say this is what you need to do, and then you can. Anyway.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at the build errors. We'll fix it, and then we'll be able to run it.
But so isn't build errors like the red errors, not the?
Yeah. If you click on the errors, we'll see what the errors are. The errors
But-
tab. I think you're clicking on the warnings tab below, at the bottom in the
Okay,
console. Yeah,
now
click on the
there's-
errors tab. 2 errors. Okay. What are the errors?
Unresolved. So what line is that? Oh, that's
I see.
Elita. Okay,
Can you hit
that's a
Control
different
Plus? I
project.
cannot read.
That's
I
a
cannot
different
read.
project. It's okay. I don't know. Oh, because I said my main. God damn it! Visual Studio said a startup project. I don't care about other projects. Okay. maybe
I see.
that's
And you have a lot of blank
There
lines
we
at the
go.
end, so you can.
I think. Ray must
Did
return
it
a
build?
value. Okay.
Oh, it says
says,
add bet doesn't return
line-
anything.
Where's
add
add
bet has
bet?
a return value apparently. Yeah, add bet
Oh
returns.
yeah,
a
of course. Yeah, where's your add bet? So
Right here.
if
There it is.
yeah, now you can say if amount. No.
Wait,
This is
what is
Boolean,
it?
isn't it? So if the amount is greater than the player's balance, you return false. If the amount is greater than the player's balance, you return false right at the beginning. Right at the
Right
beginning.
at the beginning.
on
You mean
line
after
208.
the if?
Hit enter on
You
line
mean-
208. Not there. Line
Uh-oh.
208. Oh no, you're right. No, wait a sec. Add that. Yes, that's right. So on line 208, hit enter.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then you say if amount greater than player dot balance, if amount greater than player dot balance, return false. Greater than.
Oh, right.
Greater than or equal, greater than. Now equal to, you can go all in, right? Say, I'm going to bet all my money like Robert did last time. All right, okay. Robert was betting with Walter's money, so he can go all in. All right, okay, all right, good. Player dot balance. Yeah, and then you can just say return false. On the next line, you can say return false. You don't need braces because it's just an early exit.
Oh my God. You see, I'm used to
yeah,
Python. Python, you write false like
Yeah,
that.
I know. Yeah, just say false. But I don't understand why VS Code is auto-completing for Python for you, or auto-correcting your false into uppercase app, or you typing uppercase app.
Oh yeah, I was stopping that. No, it didn't.
I see. Okay. All right. So you can get rid of the braces. It'll just save you a line there, maybe. Yeah, get rid of that one, the other one.
And then
We still need a blank line
at the
after
very
false.
end.
You need a blank line after false.
Right. So blank line and then
Right?
return.
Now at the end you say return true.
Yeah.
All right. Now I think it should compile. But yeah.
Let's see.
Wait, compile?
Looks like it is.
Oh, cool. Can you control plus a couple of times so that the font is bigger, and also increase the size of the window so I can see better? Even more. Okay, yeah.
And
Great.
it's Windows, so we
all
might
right.
get the audio this time if it works.
Yeah, that's right. We may even hear the audio. Oh no, audio was
there's
being filtered out by
audio.
Zoom, not by the VS Code, right? So we may not hear it. Okay, so enter your name. Well, there's only 4 of us: Mark, me, Susilo, and Walter. And you know what? Since Robert's gone, we'll bet on his behalf, right? This is why Robert bet with Walter's money. I'm going to bet with Robert's money today.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, there we go.
So now it's sharing sound if there's sound.
Yeah, say Robert. You know, he's our first player. Okay. Enter your name and say, me, right? Anand. And then Mark and Susilo and Walter. That's okay. Susilo, Walter. And then I believe if you hit enter now, it should just go into the next part.
Right.
All right, great. So when you tidy up the game, put another empty blank line, see out eventually, right? So that this section is now separated and all clean. Okay, Robert, what are you betting on? What number are you betting on? Let's say Robert bets on 5, and I'm gonna bet $1,000 on his behalf. Okay. All right. Okay, now it's my turn. All right, I will bet. I'll bet $10 on 2.
So is it out of 10?
$10, and then I want to bet one more time, right? So hit enter. Oh, it's not going to ask me one more time. Okay, well, that's another thing you can do later on. So you should allow a user to bet on multiple numbers. So I can bet 2 on, so that's simple, right? You just have to fiddle around with that. Okay. All right, now how much? Mark, go on.
I guess 800.
So it's 1 to 20. Let's buy 10,
1 to 20.
10 for 100.
I'll do 15 for 500.
Huge.
No. Oh, yeah, I see. Yeah. 15 for 500. All right. Well, it seems to be working so far.
The question
The animation is screwed up. Oh, I see the window. You need to move the whole window to the right a little bit so that I'm missing the left part of the screen.
No, it just keeps printing.
Can you drag the whole thing to the right? The whole window to the right
can.
a little bit?
It's like that. Oh my God, it keeps going. I think it messed up. I think we like the
Wait, it's not going. It's not stopping.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I think we messed up like a while loop, or like we didn't exit it.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, you can kill it. You can kill it. If you want, we can debug it together. Or if you guys want, Mark, if you want, especially because you got the code, do you want to debug it on your own and share the debug code? And before you share the code, if you've debugged it and you can't figure it out, you can reach out to me privately, send me email, and then the two of us can do a session and we can fix it. And then you can share the fixed code. Entirely up to you guys, okay? Because over time, I don't want to impose any more on your time, on you guys' time. If you want to fix it now, we can fix it. Otherwise, fix it in your own time. I do want to see it fixed, okay? I do want the fixed code out there so we can all play it. I want to download it and play it on my computer too, one time at least. Okay. Do you want to do it on your own or shall we fix it now?
I will say let's fix it now.
Okay. All right. All right. I'm happy to do it. And of course, Walter and Cecilo. I don't want to. It'll be nice if you can say, but I don't want to insist. Okay.
I'll stay.
All right. Great. So why didn't it stop? Why didn't it stop? We want to find out why.
Oh wait, how do we exit this while true? I don't think we ever exit this while true.
Yeah, we are.
Thank you, Professor.
No worries, Cecilo. Right? Check online and find the code and download it and run it at some point. Okay. Before the exam. So and also read the code to understand what we've been doing and all, because it touches on a lot of aspects of the CS2A syllabus.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's see. If you run it now, Mark, let me have a closer look at the output, and I want to see what it actually and just one player. Run it with one player, and
so do you know how this works? Should that be released now? So it was on debug instead of release. Do you see
yeah,
what
you
I'm
click on release. That's fine. Click on the release. It doesn't matter. Yeah, click run that. Is it running? Now, hang on. No, don't maximize the window size. I think that was a problem before. Don't maximize it. Just make it bigger. Make it bigger. Even bigger, and then Control Plus to make the font size bigger.
I'm doing Control Plus.
All right, good.
That's what it's
right. Now just say Mark and just one player, Mark. Yeah, enter. Well, enter again. Now just bet on something, right? 10 on 10 or something like that. Yeah, fine. Right. Okay, let's see. So we must have fooled around with the loop for that. Why is it spinning? Maybe it's we started doing that parabola thing and we. Oh, did it complete? Oh, it did complete.
No winners.
Yeah, exited with code 0. So I think also Anand, I think there might be a bit of lag for us, so it might look different for Mark than it does for us. So was it spinning like it should, Mark? Was it just like
that's true.
Okay.
I mean,
two players now just to make sure. And also put a blank line now. Now that you got the code, just put a blank line before the two sections, right? After you got all the bets, now the game starts, put a C out and L there so that this, the spinning wheel is now further down.
Right, and then maybe before no winners. But how does that work again? So printed 7, 9, 10, like till 20.
You're cutting out, Mark. You're cutting out. I'm only hearing spurts of audio from you. Now you're totally frozen. I can't hear you at all.
So I was saying, I don't really understand how the roulette is just printing out.
Close this window. Close this window, Mark. Press any key to close the window. All right.
Okay,
now, great. Now your audio is also clear. Now run it one more time. Run it one more. Oh no! Before you do that, go to your main and let's put that new line so that it's cleaner. Put the new line after. Go to your main, and where it says now the game starts.
So the relay was printing. The relay was.
Hey Mark, your internet is like internet is cutting out bad.
I'm just saying the relay was printing like. Yeah, I know. Sorry about that. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
I can hear you now.
Did it print out? Now we start the game. Did we add that, or do we still only have the welcome?
No, that was a comment, but we just want a blank line there.
Yeah.
Just put now where we say now we start the game. Just before the while true loop, just say C out end all so that this thing happens.
Right.
And also we want to see out end all when you start accepting the bets, right? So enter your name and all. That's okay. Accepting the bets. Where do you
Before
accept
the
all the
Walter,
bets
no,
from?
before.
Where do you accept bets? Yeah, all right. So that's all. Oh yeah, there you go.
So this
I
is
think-
before the
I think-
roulette.
Yeah, right. If you run it now, I believe.
Maybe we should add a blank line before the no winners as well, because that was right underneath the roulette.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah. Do that.
It's line 297 at the bottom of the screen. Could just add NL before.
Let me just fix something here real quick.
Nice,
Let me just
nice.
do- instead of 2C, I'll just do this. Or I guess this. And then I'm sorry, what were you saying?
The no winners towards the bottom of the screen, we should have a blank line before that, so it's not like right underneath the roulette thing.
Yeah, right. So another blank line.
Where is no winners? Where are you printing no winners? Yeah, there you go.
295.
All right.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, I think we should be good now. But the roulette was
And
kind of
also,
going like,
after you say no winners, also say two endals, so that the next round starts with two endals. Or you put a slash in after no winners also, before
Yeah.
and after.
right. Oh wait, no. Oh yeah, wait.
There,
Before
and you can
and-
take it, turn no winners all caps, make no winners all caps. It'll stand out more.
Yeah, more dramatic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
wait. How about this?
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. Nice. Okay. All right. So now, if you run it, well, let's see what the effect is. Now, yeah, increase. All right. Now say Walter and you, right? You and Walter. It's two players now.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'll do 1400. What about you, Walter?
I do 8 for 200.
So why is it printing it like sequentially? Is that supposed to happen?
What do you mean it's printing it sequentially?
I guess it's supposed to happen.
It's supposed to
Do you-
sort of look like a
Do
wheel.
you hear
that's what I
my
think.
do you hear my system like doing those Windows
Yeah, the
sounds?
Windows
Can
error
you hear it?
sounds. Yeah, I hear those.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I heard them. Yeah. Why? You had a question. I didn't hear your question.
Yeah, I'm saying it's
So-
printing it sequentially. I'm not really sure. I mean, it's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm just not sure how the roulette animation is working exactly.
Oh, you think the numbers on the roulette wheel are jumbled up? I don't know.
I don't even know.
But it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. But statistically, it's the same, right?
Really? Because, I mean, we got 9, 10, 11. So what changed was when it's stopping, not, but all the numbers are like sequential, and it was sequential before.
Well,
I
it's because
mean,
the amount of
possibility
time
of
is
this being like that.
the amount of time is randomized, right? Isn't that how we have done it? So the amount of time
Yes.
is before is random. So it was always stop at different points. That's how
Right,
it
I'm
also
just
selects the
saying
winner,
it's weird.
where it stops.
Oh, so it's supposed to go. It's supposed to go from 1 to 20 basically, and then when the time is out, it's gonna stop.
Yeah,
again,
whatever
and-
Yes.
stops on is the winning number.
So it stopped on 8 basically. So 8 is the winning number.
think
No,
it's-
it didn't stop on 8. It stopped on 9.
Yeah, it's towards the left that the cursor is, or what you would call it.
Oh, okay, I see. But other than that, it looks like it works. No,
looks good.
I mean, we just need to test if something actually happens.
Oh, by the way,
Like-
you shouldn't have return anymore now. I think you have after no winners, you have return, but we shouldn't return. We should just be in the loop and say, bet again, bet again, bet again.
I
So
don't
I think
the
after you say no
return zero
winners,
or something?
yeah. That return
I
zero
can
should
say-
be at the end on line 314.
You know what we can do? Wait, 3. Oh, 3.
It was just it was just in front of that
Get rid
bracket.
of the blank lines and all.
I'm thinking what we
Yeah.
do is after like this if else we do continue. I mean, I guess we don't need to do continue because it's the end of the loop. I guess we can just print something and we'll loop back. Right. I mean,
Are
we
you
can
saying
just
having-
easy out and play.
I think
Yeah.
what are you saying that we should prompt the user? Do you want to do another game? Is that what you're saying?
No, but that's a possibility. I was saying we can just print and then it will go back. So if we want to like start a new game, we literally just print, okay, here's a new game, because we're not returning anything. What's the problem here? Did I delete anything?
I mean, it'll
Oh,
work
it's
like
because
this.
of
It will
CL.
just say, it will just give the result of the previous one, and then it will start asking for new people, right?
Yeah,
Or you can say see out next round. See out next round begins.
Yeah.
yeah.
And you can put new lines before that too, and so it's cleaner.
Yeah, we'll put 2.
And then one after that, 2 after that, maybe 2 lines after that, 2 slashing. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't need the left shift at the end.
Right.
And you got a space, get rid of the space, and yeah, I think that should be it, right? That should let you be in the loop and keep
Yeah,
on
I mean,
betting
we
until
didn't
you
test
lose
the
all your
possibility
money.
of someone. Right, but we didn't account for the possibility of like we didn't check if somebody actually won. So I think to check that we will have to do like a bunch of names with like, different, you know what I mean? Just to check the possibility of someone winning. So I can do like, doesn't matter or whatever. Okay, let's say this is enough, and then 1, 2.
I think the
3,
easier way to
4.
do this, wouldn't that be just to set the RAND to something specifically, see what it does, and then bet on that number a second time?
Oh, I see. You want to make sure that someone wins to see what happens.
Yeah, he wants to test the winning. What happens when?
Oh,
it
just
hits.
yeah. If you comment out the S rand line, it's always 20. That's what
Exactly,
Adam
that-
found last time.
Yeah.
Oh,
If you
okay,
comment
so
out the S rand line, Adam found that it's always 20.
Because we defined to be 20, or okay, maybe.
Yeah, comment it out.
Line, but
And if you just run it now, it'll show you that 20 probably whatever the number is, that is the number that's going to be
Yeah,
winning.
try
every
betting
time.
on 20, because last time that was the number that kept hitting.
Yeah, 20. All right, okay. Now you can go all in. Bet $1,000 on 20, you get $19,000.
So it kind of looks like it's slowing down.
No winners.
Oh, it was 7, I think,
8.
right? Or 8?
Yeah.
8. So bet on 8 this time. Bet on 8 this
So
time.
the animation is going to the right, but the result is the left.
Yeah,
you
you can fix it. You can change that. Yeah. In fact, you can change it so that it's not even the left; it's a middle number too.
You know what we could do is above the roulette we could just add a bunch of tabs and then have if we could have like a pointer that would point to the middle of it, and then if we could detect the middle of it, that would be kind of cool.
Yeah. Like the V is
Yeah,
like
exactly.
a downward pointing arrow. There's spaces V, and then you can do that too. But that is just extra logic, because even when you're trying to figure out the thing, you got to say max divide by 2 and all in the
Oh yeah,
index.
you got to figure out the spacing of it. That's
corner cases.
Yeah.
But now if you bet on 8, you'll win, Mark. I'm sorry you lost $1,000. But if you bet on 8, control C. No. You got to, because S rand, the rand has already been. You need to control C and run it again, because you need to start from the beginning. That's when you get 8. If you run it again, you'll win on 8.
Isn't a copy control C?
Usually ends up
control C is copy. But in here, in the DOS prompt, control C will kill the program. Hit control C.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
It printed something after you hit control C. Why did it print something after you hit control C?
Oh, because I think I forced termination for the console.
Yeah,
and not through...
it says right there in the bottom right in the output window, it just said exception thrown at something control C.
Right.
Oh,
because I
see.
didn't kill it from the Visual Studio basically. Okay.
Right. So now if you run it and bet on 8, run it and bet on 8. And also, I think, do we say your current balance is so much? Yeah, we do. Yeah.
We do. I think what we need to say as well is oh, okay, never mind. I didn't notice we have this. Okay. So now it should be 8. Wait, what?
Oh, that's strange.
Press any key. Okay. Yeah, maybe
What happened? I'm not. I'm not following. What happened there?
Oh, I needed to terminate it and run it again. I think it's just not good to close the command line.
The Control C didn't
I
really
see, I
kill
see.
it for some reason.
Yeah, like it killed it, but the Visual Studio had like its own things still running.
Yeah, go ahead.
8.
It might have been 7. I'm thinking that because if you see the little cursor, I don't know if it reaches 8.
Oh, it doesn't.
Yeah, look, it stops near 7, I think. And no winners.
Well, I lost a thumbs.
Oh, it is 7.
It's 7, yeah.
It is
So
7.
just kill the program and run it again, I guess.
Wait, so is it 7 or 8?
It's 7.
Okay,
And hit Control C where it says mark. Yeah, hit Control C there. Oh, hit any key to close the window. Hit any key now.
okay.
All right. Now, if you run it, you'll get a clean run, I think. All right.
7, right?
I'm still confused why the 7 went all the way to the right.
The sound is really weird. It's like popping in my right ear. Oh,
No winners.
Weird.
So maybe it is it.
But like, we can always print out what the winning number is at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah, you can do a C out. The winning number is. You can say where you say at the end where you say you need to kill that, otherwise it won't let you edit. I think, I don't know, but you can say before next round begins. You can say when. Oh no, you can say else. Inside the else you can say else winning number was, right. Else. Inside the curly braces. Inside the curly braces, you say winning number was.
Wait,
how do you?
what is that
winning
if
number?
for? So you say if start bets dot empty. So if there are no bets,
start is the node, which is the winning number. Yes, the ring has a lot of nodes. Start is a node,
right,
where the winning number is. So that node has a vector of players that bet on that node. So that is what it is.
right. But we're
So
saying if.
I'm just confused on where is the actual winning number? Do we store that anywhere?
It's start. Yeah, start arrow number is your winning number. Start arrow number
okay,
is your.
gotcha.
Yeah.
So
however,
what
I
you're
just
saying
realized there
if.
was
So what is that saying? You're saying if start points to bets that empty, which means if start points to
no, start does not point to start empty. No. Start is basically a ring node. Yeah, Mark. Start is essentially a node. Start is one of the nodes in the ring. Yes or no?
Right. Yes.
Now each node in the ring has a bets vector. Yes or no? Each node, the node class has a bets vector inside of it. If you go to the nodes declaration, the declaration of the node class here, you'll see that inside of the nodes vector, inside of the node class, you'll have something called a vector of bets. Vector of players.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are all the players that placed a bet on this node.
Right.
You have 20 nodes. You have 20 nodes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's put a comment on top of nodes because since you asked a question, maybe other students may be confused. On top of the class nodes, let's put a comment, right? No, before this, let's not separate the two, right? Yeah. So put a comment there saying.
I thought it's like kind of class documentation if I put it inside the class.
No, I think even class documentation and at least Doxygen goes above the class. I think, I don't know.
Right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know. In Python, we added like right below that.
Yeah, never mind. Okay, so we want to say there that each node contains a vector of players that bet on that node, and this vector is called bets. Yeah. So now, if you go so if you go to the place where you start arrow and all. You can say, and you say start is also a node. Start is a node, right? And that is the first node. And the first node of the ring keeps changing because we say the ring starts here But afterwards, the ring starts on the next node. Afterwards, the ring starts on the next node. So start is always changing. So where start ends, start stops, wherever start stops, that start is the winning start, the winning node. So when the ring stops rotating, wherever, that's why I thought we should call it cur or, cursor. We should, instead of calling it start, just call it cursor. Okay, don't call it start. Just call it cursor.
Yeah, because it is pointing where it's starting, but then it's not really the start.
Yeah. In fact, what we should do, double click on the word start, and rename it to cursor, cursor.
Like that.
Okay, hit enter. The preview, and then hit enter. I think so. Yeah. Right. So all right. So when this ring stops rotating, cursor will point to the winning node containing the winning number.
Did it also change the commutation? So when it does rename, does it only change variables or also if I comment anything?
I'm sorry?
Does it change my comment? So if here I wrote like
yeah, we should have looked in preview, because in preview it would have also highlighted all the places where it changed it.
It's okay, I think I didn't.
But maybe you can clean that up afterwards. Yeah. Before you post the code on Reddit, you can clean up a bit. Yeah.
Okay,
And also add a to-do item at the end. A to-do item at the end saying there is a bug here because when you go to the next round, the existing bets have all got to be clear, right? All the nodes should now have empty bets because the bets haven't been placed. Next round, no bets are there, right? So in fact, well, we can do that right now. Let's not do it to do. We'll just do it right here, right? Where do you go to? The next round begins, right? After the next round begins, yeah, enter. So put a comment there saying clear all existing bets. Clear all existing bets. Put a comment saying clear all existing bets. Now you can loop through all the bets. Now what is it? Loop through all the. Where are we storing the bets? Your ring over the ring. Okay, so so you want to loop from 0, 4. How do we do this? How do we loop through all the nodes in the ring? We need to loop through all the nodes in the ring, and set the bets to 0. So basically, bets of I dot clear, right? You need to do that. So for size t I equals 0, I less than, for size t I equals 0, I less than ring dot size. I plus plus. On the next line, you say cursor.
I always forget, 1 second.
No, I don't think so. What is it? Oh, we have a size method for ring.
I mean, if you get the size, so yeah. So
I didn't realize we had
size
a
is
ring
not
dot
an
size.
attribute. I think it's
It's a function.
method. Yeah.
But that I don't remember implementing that. Did you implement that?
Just scroll
Go
up
to the
and
ring
see if
class.
the size. I don't think
I
so.
don't think so, no.
Ring class. Go to the ring class. And the definition of the ring class. Definition. Class def. Oh, we do. Return. Yeah, on line 174. We actually did implement it. Yeah, I now remember. Adam put it there as inline. Return length.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So that's
okay,
fine.
okay, that
So
makes
now, through the rings. Now all we need to do is cursor, arrow, bets dot clear. Cursor, arrow, bets. Is it bets? What do we call it?
Bets.
Clear. Open close. Semicolon. And you don't need the curly braces, and you can remove the space. Yeah, you don't need the curly braces.
Oh, for the 4. Okay, right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, actually, I'm sorry, Mark. We do need the curly braces because the cursor needs to step, right? So put the curly braces and say cursor. After that, you say cursor equals cursor arrow next. Cursor equals cursor arrow next. Cursor equals.
Right.
Yeah, semicolon at the end.
So
No, I think that's enough, right? And also
do you
clear is
translate
remove
this
the
to
blank
more
line
like-
between, put the blank line, shift the blank line above that to above the comment you have. And clear all existing bets should be attached to the for loop.
Second?
But the clear
Oh,
all
yeah,
existing bets, that should be attached to the for loop. Yeah, there you go. All right.
So
No,
so my
I think
question-
that should do it, right?
Yeah, may I ask, so if we're doing cursor and pointing it to next, or I guess like setting it, I mean, this is setting the pointer, isn't it?
It's just saying that whatever is next is now the cursor. So essentially just moving the cursor one to the next element. And then when the for loop, so that way when the for loop reiterates, when you do cursor bets.clear, you're clearing a new location. Think of it.
Right. My question is, why can't we write it like this? Because this is basically saying, okay, take, cursor.
Well,
and
that's
move it
giving
set
you
it to
a
next.
location, right? So you got to set it somewhere.
So how is that given a location? Aren't you saying cursor,
Yeah, you're
point
saying,
cursor
hey,
to next?
I want cursors next. That's what that's saying. And then we're saying,
want
okay, well, whatever
cursor
cursors next is, let's set that to cursor.
I'm sorry, what did you say this means again?
You're accessing next, right?
Right.
Because but it's giving you, think of it as of giving you it's pointing to the next, right? But you want to change cursor. You need cursor to point to the next.
Well, isn't that what the line is saying? Cursor is going to point to next.
Well, no, because this isn't changing cursor in any way, right? Cursor is not going to be different. So when you run when it iterates the next time through the for loop, cursor to bets.clear isn't going to be any different. Unless you set.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. And then we can run it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Oh, we forgot to print the winning number because we never figured that out.
right. So should I maybe just print cursor when it stops?
Yes. I think it's.
I think it's after the while true, right? I'll just.
Yeah, but
print
what is it
cursor.
called? The number? No, it's part of bets, right? So wouldn't it be bets num something? I'm not sure what it's called. Right? Because doesn't bet store the number of the winning number?
No. Yeah. Bet stores all the players, and the
Oh,
players.
okay.
Yeah, and the players will have the winning. The last bet they placed will be part of their.
Okay.
Oh, I see. So and so basically, you just want to clear the bets vector itself because there are no players who placed a bet on that number. Yeah. So you just want to clear the bets vector.
But I want to print cursor when it's done. So after here, so here it's resetting cursor, and I think I want to print cursor after the while true, right? To know what the winning number is.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out the winning number so we can input it, so we can get the program to actually win.
Right.
Oh, I see. It's cursor. Cursor. Oh, I see. You want to figure out
Num,
the
right?
number.
Or what is it?
Cursor
Right.
arrow num, I think.
I mean,
Yeah.
isn't
Cursor
cursor
arrow num?
after the while loop pointing to the number?
Yeah, that would be a good place to print it, right? So you can say
So
C
just
out
C
winning
out.
number equals C out. Left shift. Winning number the winning number is. I think it's cursor arrow num, right?
I think it was none as well.
So is it cursor or
It's cursor because it's
okay.
where you win, right?
Right. Yeah.
Oh,
right.
it is. Yeah. Cursor arrow num. No,
But you
cursor
still-
arrow num. Arrow.
Yeah, you still need to access the number.
This
arrow
cursor
num.
is pointing to an address and I want to print the number itself. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, cursor.
Yeah, yeah.
Cursor
I'm
holds
sorry.
multiple things. So cursor.
I didn't know if you were saying cursor or professor.
Cursor, you have to get the num because cursor holds the winning value. So you want the thing that points to num. So just do arrow num or not points to those. But you're
So-
trying to access num, right? You're not trying to access.
Right.
Cursor. So you need to do cursor arrow num, and then that way you'll get the number of the cursor.
So cursor is a pointer, right? Because it's a node class, so it's a pointer.
No, cursor is one of the nodes, right?
Right.
It's just pointing to one of the nodes, and each node holds a value for where it lands. And so basically cursor is holding the node that is winning right now. And so that's why we access cursor num, because that's the number of the winning node.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think that should work if you run it. You might be able to see the winning number. We could try.
I think it was 7.
Yeah,
Yeah, 7.
I'm not sure.
Oh, the internet is much better now. It's the animation is smoother for me.
Yeah.
I don't know, it was lagging before for some reason.
Okay.
Yeah, it is 8.
What is it says the winning number is 8. So it is in fact 8. That's what we thought. So bet again on 8. Bet again on 8. Run it again. Bet on 8.
Mark 1-0.
Hey, but you how come you only won 0? How come you won $0?
I bet.
Oh, because we didn't do the multiplication by 19 and all, right? Or did we do the multiplication by 19?
By 19? No, I don't think so. No.
I don't know. Why does it say you won $0?
But yeah, it's a problem because I should have won at least 40. No, I should have at least doubled it.
Oh no, way
No,
more.
no, it's 19 times. You should have won
Right,
20
at least.
times.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So why where does it say your winner
here.
winnings? Where does it calculate your winnings?
Here,
Right here.
winnings equals cursor bets dot current bet times ring size minus 1.
Yeah, so that's times 19, or it should be.
Cursor arrow bets square bracket I. Somewhere. Do you know how to use a debugger in VS Code, Mark?
Yes, a breakpoint.
So we just need to set a breakpoint there, and let's examine the values of those two guys, of cursor and ring size at that time, right?
Okay,
Run it,
and then
and then
debug, and then
right. So yeah, bet $1 on 8 $1.
the number, right? 8 $1.
All right. So now it should stop on this line, and then we can look at the value of cursor arrow bets.
Okay.
Are we here?
so-
Okay.
yeah,
Now,
here-
what is the
here's
value? Expand cursor in the part below. Yeah, command plus, maybe
Oh.
control plus.
Right there. Name, mark, balance 999, current bet 0. Current bet should be 1.
Yes, correct. So I think we just didn't set the value of the bet. When you accepted the bets, we have to set it in there. I think we didn't set it for
like
some
this
reason.
current bet, or
Yeah,
No,
yeah, current bet is not being set.
Yeah.
So why is it not being set? So when you go to when you get the player, so where are you getting the bets? Go to the place where you're getting bets.
So maybe an add bet? Or, oh, you
Just before you call add bets, amount. All right, and then add bet. Yeah, okay, players, comma num. Oh, you're not passing the amount bet. Oh, well, add bet is not getting passed.
What is num?
Yeah, why are you
num is
passing
the-
num? What is num? What is num?
So
Oh,
It should be
oh,
amount.
we're putting in what number are you betting, and then we're taking the number that we're betting on and putting it into there. That doesn't make sense.
oh, so we mixed num.
Oh
and
yeah,
num.
yeah. Okay, all right. So you just need to swap those two around. Is swap those two
So
around.
this should be
So
num. No,
No, that's still
that should be
amount.
amount. That should be.
right. That's still amount.
Oh wait, oh so add bet, no, because add bet takes in. What does add bet take in? What are the parameters of that?
Yeah. Let's see
Um,
what add bet takes in. I think it takes in the amount. Add bet takes in the amount, I think.
So it takes the player. Oh wait, maybe wait. Let me check out. Wait, can is there
Oh, no.
can I click like control something and jump to that function? Isn't there like a shortcut like that? No.
You know, I was thinking while we're doing this, I'm thinking all this confusion is a result of bad programming practices that we've been using since we started this project. Okay, because the way we did this is so bad. A huge file stuff around. We shouldn't have cut corners like this. Maybe next quarter we'll do it cleaner.
Yeah, like
but
more functions.
Yeah. No, I think we have the right number of functions too. It's just that everything is just so disorganized in here.
Mhm.
And maybe next time, if I do the same thing, I'll do it slightly better.
Wait, so Mark, just scroll down to add bet, and I'm just curious to see what it does with num, because I kind of forgot how that was set up.
So
there it says size t amount for the parameter. So
yeah, we didn't
right
we didn't
away.
change
That's
this.
that's
we
not
didn't
right.
change this. Yeah. Wait, how come it didn't throw an exception though that this name is different than this name?
Not sure. But
I'm sorry. So is it still not working? You haven't figured out
So
the issue?
the parameter name in the declaration was wrong, and for some reason it didn't throw.
No.
an error.
I know that where's add bet? Show me the definition for add bet. Okay, hang on just a sec. Okay, that's the amount. Player is passed in, and then the amount has to be placed on the right number. So where is the number?
Yeah, current.
hang on.
Also,
Oh,
current.
no,
bet.
it's not amount. The parameter here is num, right? The parameter here is num. So turn that back into num. It's not. It shouldn't be. That should be num.
Yeah, but then
And then
on
the
line-
amount bet should be part of the player. Is it? Okay. Oh, gee.
Wait,
okay.
no, but that's
messed up. Okay. This is messed up. We need to clean up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we could just add
Right.
another parameter to add bet and do both num and amount. That wouldn't be that difficult. If we're already adding
Yeah, okay.
using num.
Yeah. Do it. However, I'm thinking. Yes. That's right. You need to add another. Bet start push back player. Yes.
Yeah. Num.
Num. All right. So now if current num equals num, No. In add player, in add bet, where you say if current, on line 215, if current arrow num equals num,
This one.
Yeah.
Well, it
Now,
says
why are we
amount.
passing the amount? We don't need to pass the amount at all, right?
I mean,
Also-
we do pass the amount to check if we can bet that. you
Yeah,
know,
that's
so
the weird thing.
No, we're
I
already doing that. We're already doing that in main. We're doing
Oh,
that
so
in
then
main.
we
So get
just
rid of
need
that.
to delete that.
Okay, yeah.
And then we
And
can-
we don't need the amount parameter. We don't need the amount parameter. Yeah.
And
So
then-
we're
this
actually
should
back to
be-
what it was before. We just changed it. Right. And that should be done. And player already has all the amount and everything inside of it, right? So go to main where we add, where do we call add bet? Go to main where we call add bet.
Second, let me delete
Right.
this.
So So num and then
What's that?
in your main where you call add bet, bring dot there it is, add bet players and then balance minus equals num. Yeah, okay. I think that should do it. That should do
What
it.
I'm confused about is where's current num? That because that's something we access later, but I don't see where that's being set. Or is that something we set in that function? I just missed it.
We don't have num here.
No, because if you scroll down to the part we were looking at with the winnings, where we set the winnings. Scroll down a bit more.
Where?
Because that's what we're looking at. We were looking at why the winnings wasn't right. So if you keep scrolling down, keep scrolling right here. Remember how we were trying to figure out why winnings was 0? That was the start of this. And
Yes,
right
yes,
there,
yes.
current underscore bet. Where's that being set? You see that in the line? Yeah, right there. I just don't see that.
Oh, that's right. So it's part of the
So
player
right
options.
there,
We should
0.
set it. Yeah. All right. So yeah, go to the place where you're setting it, and we'll just set it right now. It's just one
Right,
line,
so I
right?
think we're not changing the default value. I think
Yeah.
that's the problem.
Yes,
I think
yes,
so.
that's what it is. So we just need to change that before you set. So where do you go to add bet? Go to the place where you call add bet, and you'd have a player object there.
Yeah, it should be right here somewhere.
Right.
Well,
and
no,
then
in the
after-
main, I think. You mean when they call the add bet, right? Because we're not going to be setting the current bet inside of add bet.
Yeah.
So yeah, wouldn't it be somewhere here around the time when
There, line 260, right? Line 260. Line 260. Yeah, above. Yeah, there you go. Now you can say players players square bracket I. I think so. Dot amount, is it dot amount equals no what is it?
current bet? Current bet. Yeah, there you go.
Current bet equals amount. Amount they bet. AMT.
Oh yeah, just amount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. No, no.
Is that enough, Walter?
Yeah, I think that should be good. Let's try running it.
Right.
Let's give it a whirl. Right, this is really a whirl. So it's a wheel that we're gonna whirl. All right.
Oh wait, I'm still
Okay.
in
Yeah,
debug
so
mode,
far
I'm
this
fine.
is a really bad casino where you lose no matter if you win.
All right. Okay, Mark is going to go for 8, I believe, because he knows the house is rigged. All right.
Yeah, just put something on something else. Oh wait, no, that's above the
Hey,
amount.
how did it let it do? Yeah, it didn't. It's sorry, you don't have that.
Okay,
much
that's
money.
good, but we tested that.
Yeah. What happened?
Oh, it's still.
It killed
oh,
itself?
it's-
It died?
Oh,
No,
breakpoint.
it's breakpoint.
Breakpoint.
Wait, let's see if it changed though. Let's see if it's cursor. Okay.
Where's current bet?
Oh, breakpoint.
Wait, let me F10.
That's weird. It doesn't show it this time.
I can't read it all. Even with these glasses, I think each character probably is made with 5 pixels
Yeah.
in there.
I'm about 5
in the-
inches away from the screen when I'm reading.
Couple that with zoom and all these other glitches. It's a
Yeah.
wonder that
Oh
we're
yeah. Let's see. Remember you betting on a 1.
so she get $19 now.
Right.
And it should also tell you your new balance is $1,019. Oh, how come your new balance is? Because you bet, right? You bet some money from the $1,000. How much money did you bet?
$1. So
One.
that should be 1,018, shouldn't it be?
Yeah, I
Oh,
didn't add.
because
we
you're
didn't
printing
add
the
it.
cout statement before you did that. So in your
Yeah.
main, that should come after you added it. I think it came before you adjusted the balance. So if you go back to your code, where do you print the
so
balance?
here.
Where do your new balance is?
Your
All right.
new balance.
Oh, balance plus equals winnings. Balance plus equals winnings, and then no, it's
Wait, not balance.
why didn't it print the balance? Your balance is in fact being adjusted there. No, you
Hold
did
on.
it already on line 303.
Hold on. Are we still printing the winnings? Because maybe winnings is still not right for some reason.
But why did it go
No,
to
the
99?
winnings
Oh,
was
yeah,
okay.
Maybe winnings is still not right. So,
could
No,
be
winnings
that
why?
way.
It
what
was
Yeah.
19. So the wings was 19. We just didn't update. So we did subtract the amount I'm betting, but I didn't add the winning to the current.
No, but
Um,
line 303 right there, that's saying take the
Yeah.
balance and add the winnings. Which should be right.
mm,
Put a breakpoint there. Put a breakpoint there, so we'll see what the value of winnings is.
You could do
Yeah,
301.
run it.
Yeah.
We're very close, very close. I think we should probably know it this time.
so winning number is 8. Then.
Okay, well, it should be down there on the autos. Hold on. Num1 bet size here. Why isn't oh, winnings right there at the bottom. It says winnings is 19.
Okay, so it should be added. It should be added, shouldn't it? To
Right, and
bets of I
so
dot balance.
Right, so now I looked at, so now bets dot balance, where's balance? What did it?
Wait, should it be cursor bets I dot balance? Is that? Yeah, no, that is right.
Wait, why is that? Why is that bets I dot balance? Shouldn't that be players that balance? What is
Yeah,
bets
that's
I
what I'm
dot
most
balance?
confused about.
No, I think your node has a vector of players, and the vector of players is called bets.
Okay.
No,
In your
it's called
node.
players.
Are you
Or-
sure?
or-
In your node,
yeah.
in your node class.
Oh, in the
Node class.
Okay. Yeah, so it's called bets.
Yeah,
Right?
that's
So you have a
vector
bunch of players. Those are, and put a comment there. Put a comment on that line saying it's a vector of players who placed bets on this number, on that number, on that node. Yeah. Who placed.
Oh, right.
Okay, so why is it not? Why did it not get changed? So you can look at that in the debugger and see why it didn't get changed. So so if you stop here, we'd be able to see exactly why it didn't get changed.
Okay, I'm sorry, let me try.
What
again.
happened there?
It's gonna stop. 8, 1. And then
Now, when it stops in the debugger, let's take a very close look at exactly what is going on.
Okay, winnings.
All right.
Winnings equals 19. I can see that.
Okay, now expand the players and expand the whatever it is. What do we need to
Yeah, Mark. No,
players?
Mark, at the bottom left, you see how there's the autos? That's where I'm looking at winnings. You see how it says cursor arrow bets? Can you click on that and expand it? See if it tells us more. Name mark balance 999 current bet 1. So current bet is right. The balance. Okay, why is balance? Oh, well, the breakpoint is on line 302. So if we were to add it to 303, we could see whether or not the balance is changing.
I can't see anything on in that window, sorry, but I'm trying to follow what Walter is saying. So winnings is not being added to balance. Yes, that's the issue.
So what I can see
winnings,
is the breakpoint at 302 at that time, winnings is 19, and we have one player, name mark, balance 999, current bet 1.
right, so everything
okay,
is good.
So far it's correct.
So far it's correct. But the question is why?
So now winnings.
Shouldn't we just
and winnings is 19, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So can we just make a breakpoint at
No. We don't have to make any breakpoints. We just step over the code. We just
Okay.
step over next, go over, get over to the next line, and we'll see if yeah. Have you stepped over?
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right, now,
Yeah.
hang on. We want to mouse over the word cursor. Mouse over the word cursor. Just move. Yeah, stay there. Can you expand that little triangle? It'll right there. Yeah, expand that. Expand that. Okay, good. Expand that. Now, what is? Does it have a balance field?
No, because
It shows
sorry,
us
I
that
can't see
it shows us that there's one person inside of bets because it says size 1, so it knows.
That is correct.
multiple.
That is correct. There's only one person who bet on that number. Okay, that's
Yeah.
good. Now we want to expand that too. Expand that person because that person will have the winnings and balance and everything inside of that. Mouse over.
wait,
Mouse over cursor.
bets have balance? I thought only players have balance.
Yeah, Mark, I think you can do it down below as well. You see where you expanded cursor bets right above it says cursor. Can you expand it there? I think it will show us everything. These above cursor bets. Yeah, right there.
And to
Okay.
answer Mark's question, Mark, you had a question saying, "Oh, only players have bets. What are we doing with bets?" No. Remember, maybe that's bad choice of name. If you look in the node class, bets is actually a vector of players.
You mean balance?
Bets
right?
is not players. Bets is
No, I'm
actually a
talking-
vector of players.
Wait, yeah, I'm talking about balance. Oh, because okay, I see what you're saying. So we access in the bets.
Yeah,
and then-
refactor. Just double click on bets. Just double click on bets. We'll just refactor it right now. Rename it to players betting on this number, right? Players betting on this number. I think that'll be clearer for you. Players betting on this number. Oh, who bet on this number, right?
Maybe
who bet on
maybe
this number?
num bits.
No, it's not numbers. It's a vector of players who bet on that number. So you want to say players betting on this number. Players betting on this number.
It's just a bit wordy for players betting on.
Yeah. Now I think this will make it clearer for you, right? Because and it was confusing. I agree, right? If you go to that place where you see that it's all right.
So, Mark, could you do me a favor and just expand the bets inside a cursor in that thing? Yeah, just hit.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
button. No, you
Wait,
see
where
bets,
do you see bet- oh,
num
that's
bets
there,
next.
right.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so balance is 999 at this, which doesn't make sense because balance just got added.
Well, we
Win
didn't
just got
run it. I'm
No, it
pretty
didn't get
sure-
added yet.
I'm pretty sure
Didn't get
it
added yet.
says-
It's correct.
Yeah, it says
It is correct.
This
It
is
hasn't.
an
It hasn't
extendment that
executed
will
line 3 or
be
4.
executed.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Wait,
Now, if you
so
step
the
over-
problem I had before that if I do step over, it doesn't show me those parameters. It only shows me different ones. Should I step over or step in?
No, step over. Step over.
Or
Step
like,
over.
Yeah, step into. Okay, step over.
Yeah.
Edits were made which cannot be applied. That's weird.
I would say
Ignore it for now.
ignore. Yeah.
Ignore it. Okay. Now, yeah, step over. What's
Okay,
going on?
balance 1018.
So it did update.
Okay. All right. Good. All right. So that is correct. The balance is correct, isn't
Oh,
it?
maybe we're not returning the new balance. Oh wait,
No. We're just not printing the new balance. Maybe. Now clear all existing bets. No.
If you look at it, it says player's I name. Your new balance is player's I dot balance on line 307. Is that right?
Yeah,
So that's when we're reporting the balance, right?
right.
But why is it that the player's I balance is different than bet's I balance? I think that's the problem, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah. I got the answer. Boy. Okay. This is such an important learning point. Okay. I think because we're passing by copy and not reference, it updated the wrong because it's a vector.
Mhm.
Players, you got a copy of players, not the actual player. So if you pass by reference, everything will be okay. All right, well, boy, all right. That was a very interesting, and I'm glad we got stuck here because it's a bug, isn't it? It's a bug because we failed to pass by a reference and pass by
Wait,
copy.
you're passing a copy of a vector of objects, which means you're passing a ton of memory. No, you're just allocating a bunch of memory when you pass this copy, correct?
No. So what? No. When we pass a player, we're not talking about passing a vector. When you pass a vector,
Oh, okay.
yeah, even when you pass a vector, it'll copy all of the elements and pass it. Yes. When you pass a reference, it'll pass the actual vector.
It's weird that the default is by copy and not by reference.
Yeah, it actually works out better that way. It is easier to pass by copy by default, because if you pass by reference all over the place, then things could change and more
Yeah.
errors.
Oh
could
yeah,
happen.
I guess yeah, it's better to allocate extra memory than having things change.
Yeah. But do you need me to fix this error? Or I am very tempted. If you guys are going to fix it, I'm very tempted to stick around and watch the. Yeah.
I'm trying to think
You wanna
where
fi-
do I add like
Okay,
the
all right. Let's
ampersand.
so here. All right, let's see. All right, so where players square bracket I and
So am I adding the ampersand here or
no.
on the top?
All right, no, not there, not there. Right. So what we want to do is where we set the players inside of the ring. Where we go up furthermore up. Scroll up. Hang on. All right. Well, true players. All right. So where do we set the player inside of this guy and players dot size? Where is players square bracket I declared? Go further up. What is our players? What is our players? Further up, maybe further up. All right, hang on. Where's I see. We have a separate vector of players here, and that's what I see. Okay. So
Yeah.
hang on. Everything is all right. Okay, good. Now what we want to do is in our ring, where is ring 20, and has a vector of players. I think it should have a vector of references to players, not vectors of players. And so in our constructor for the ring, yeah, there you go. Ring, add bet player. Oh yeah, there you go. Add bet, right? Add bet. It should be player ampersand player there on line 176.
This.
Now, when you get a player, you're getting the actual player that is in that outer in the vector.
Oh.
In main, you have a vector of players. Yeah. So when you say add this player, you're actually passing that player, not a copy of that player. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but because
That
yeah, no,
explains
it makes
that
sense.
explains the
I'm just-
difference between player I and bet's I then. Because bet's I was being updated properly, but player's I, because there was no reference, it was just a copy, so it wasn't doing anything, right? Essentially.
Are you asking me?
Yeah, so is that why? So that's why bet's I is correct,
Yes,
player's I
yes.
is wrong, right?
Yes, it was updating a copy and not the actual one.
Uh,
Now, if you run it now, hang on. Why do you have a red line?
Is incomplete with.
Oh, here also you need the ampersand. Here also you need the because it's
Right.
different from the decoration.
Mhm.
Right. Now, I think if you run it now, it should work, right? You don't even need I think you don't need the breakpoint, but if you run it with the breakpoint, well, we can just make sure. Run with the breakpoint, and then we
With the
can.
breakpoint, okay.
You can leave it there. You can come back here and see if it's actually going correctly, rather than be surprised by the output. So let's run it.
Okay.
All right. I can.
8 1.
One.
So
Okay.
that should be,
Now, when we get to this breakpoint, we'll expand
1080.
things like Walter said in that little console that you had, and then we can make sure that everything happens correctly. Okay, great. Now expand that. Oh no, step over maybe. Step over. All right.
oh we need to step over first.
Oh, what happened?
We should have just moved the breakpoint. That's what we should have done.
Yeah.
Can I go back? I don't think so. Well, I mean, can we just check in the program if it's correct?
We can also just get rid of the breakpoint and run it. Or we can move the breakpoint.
Just
more.
no, or just run it. Let it run through completion, and then. All right. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, we'll just do that a little bit quicker, and then 8 1.
Okay. Well, we need the breakpoint. Well, let's go to the breakpoint and take a look. Set the breakpoint at the place where Walter suggested.
I think. Wait, are we passing? So are we passing it by reference for the other? Because we have two vectors. We have the player we have the players betting on this number, and we have this list.
Well, let's
the
just
other
set a
list.
breakpoint right at where it declares the winnings, because then we can see exactly what value is what, and it will clear it up a bit. You have to.
Where?
So line, you could do like 304 or something, or 303. Just something so we can see what players betting on this number gets set to after winnings is added.
Mhm.
Yeah, so right there. Should Okay, so balance right there says 1018. But current bet,
Okay.
okay, current bet is 1. Balance is 1018. And okay. Problem is we need to see. We also want to see what player's eye is. That's
So where's your ring class? Where's your ring class? Oh, we don't have a ring class. We just have a cursor. Do we
Oh,
have
wait,
a ring
right
ring
there.
object? Do we have a ring object? We want to see the.
Yeah.
It is basically cursor.
Yeah, hit
We want to
first.
see.
Hit first right there, Mark. Okay, and now players betting on this number, open that up.
Number.
Open it. Oh no.
What happened?
I'm not sure. I'm trying to find I'm trying to find
How many elements are there in players betting on this number?
Yeah, why did it say playing betting on this number size 0?
Yeah, it should have 1. It should have that one person in there. Why did we not do a pushback in players betting on that number? Add bet. Where's your add bet?
Well, the weird thing is that number was correct.
Oh, we never did it. No,
Okay.
where's
ring
our
or
add
add
bet?
bet?
Where's our add bet method?
Right here.
We did push back.
Yeah, we did push back.
Oh, we are doing a pushback. Current players pushback. And it is a reference to that player,
What's-
which
why
is
did it-
correct.
Okay, wait, here it says num1. Okay, wait, maybe it is. I'm just confused why it says players betting on this number and the size 0. That's what confuses me.
I'm sorry. What does it say? A player's betting on this
It
number
says
size.
play, yeah.
Oh
players
yeah, it says
betting on the-
0.
Yeah, size 0.
Why didn't we push it? So set a breakpoint on line 212, or line 2. No, not there. The for loop 210. Let's set a line 210. Line 2. Yeah, right now. We'll see if it actually gets added.
Okay. Yeah,
All
name
right.
mark,
Now,
balance counted in my map. No, but see, current players betting on this number is still size 0.
Yeah, because it skipped the if. The if statement wasn't true.
Yeah, it is 0. It hasn't been pushed back yet. Oh, you actually stepped over. Correct. Oh
Yeah,
no,
yeah, it
now it
jumped
should
over
say
it.
0 because it's current arrow next. So what is the value of? Yeah, it's stepped over. Has it executed line 214? Before you do that, has it completed 214 or is it not yet completed 214?
No, now you're completed.
It hasn't. Okay. All right. Good. So now what is current? What is current? Cur? Can you open up Cur?
Well, yeah.
Okay. Now players betting on this number should have size 1.
Size 0.
Size 0. Players betting on this number. What is cur arrow num and what is num? What is num and what is cur arrow num? Mouse over num.
Num is 1. And then current num. Wait, and then what's that other thing you wanted?
Why is num 1? I thought you bet on 8. Didn't you bet on 8?
Oh,
I
did you
did.
put it in the wrong order by any chance? Did we miss that? Did you accidentally put 1 and then the bet? Did you put 1 and 8 instead of 8 and 1? No, what number are you betting on 8? How much do you want to bet 1?
Num 8.
But yeah, see, num right there says.
Oh wait, because I
maybe.
think that's the roulette num.
So how is the breakpoint? How does the breakpoint work on? Because it seems like it's just showing us the iteration where num is 1, but that doesn't make sense though. I don't understand how that can be set to 1.
Sorry, Professor. I seem to be running out of time because I have class soon.
Oh, I see. Okay, all right,
Yeah,
okay.
it's already like 11:30. Is there any chance to finish it later, perhaps?
Yeah, sure. I'm free. Okay. You guys decide. We shouldn't impose on Walter, but if he wants to join, that would be fantastic. Because he's been great, and he's also
Sure.
got a better pair of eyes than I have, because I can hardly see anything at all under the, so that also helps. So let me know, right? If you guys want to get together again later today, or tomorrow, whenever. Let me know.
Sure. I
And-
still need to catch up on the quest. So I don't know how much time I have to like work on
Right,
this.
well, how about this? Why don't you post this code and say this is the behavior, and we're trying to debug it, and then anyone, right? Walter or me, Adam, can take a look and say, hey, this is what Mark is reporting as the behavior, but it's supposed to, it's not working. So let's debug it and find out. Someone will debug it and post the finished code. Yeah, and then you can all share it on Stack Overflow, saying it's class code developed in class, and anybody could feel free to compile it and run it.
Right. So
You don't have to do it now. You want to do the post now? Okay.
I'll do it now before I forget. So today's code in
Class
class
code?
debug or
Yeah, today's class code and roulette game needs debugging. Please help. Needs debugging. Please help. Right. That way, people will actually take a look at it.
let
ROULETTE.
oh my god, relate like that?
Yeah, and then hyphen needs debugging. Please help.
Wait, what is hyphen? I'm sorry.
Dash space dash
Oh,
dash.
Like a horizontal line.
oh, right. Like
Right. It needs
Uh,
debugging. Please help.
it needs debugging. Please.
Okay, and then in the text you can say, please excuse the sloppy nature of this code right at the beginning. No, you should actually share the link to online GDB or something, because you can do it this way, but you have to put it inside. All right, you can delete this for now. Yeah.
We
right.
attach
Now,
it as a file, maybe.
No, we can. I don't know if you can attach it as a file. Can you attach it as a file?
I mean,
just put it in
I do
online
have a
GDB.
file.
Or click on a code block and you can just paste it in the code block. But it's like 300 lines of code
Where?
you should post in Reddit. Yeah. So you should just
the,
take
the little square with the C, where all the like bold and the editing things are. Down a bit. You see where?
Here?
Yeah, right there. Go to the right a bit. You see how? Keep going to the right. Right there. There's a square with a C or code block. Yeah, exactly. It just formats it a bit better.
Yeah, click that.
Right.
However, I'm saying don't do it like this, right? Don't do it. Don't delete it. Put it in online GDB, because you don't want to post lots and lots of code on Reddit. So delete it and post a link to the code on online GDB.
So how did it download GDB? They literally just copy paste and then just
Copy and paste the whole thing there. Yeah, and then click
and
the
then
share.
just-
Click share.
Oh, I don't have to say.
Oh yeah, once and then share. I think. Oh no, you can share it just like that. You have run it once and then you can share it. Oh, there's an orange share button. I see the orange share
Oh
button.
yeah, there it is.
Yeah, the first one, share code. Yeah, there we go. Right? But you have to say, after you do that, and you have to say, this is the behavior. We are seeing this behavior. We are seeing this behavior, which is incorrect. We ran out of time. Can someone help fix this and share the fixed code?
I can say
A colon, and then describe the behavior. Describe the behavior. Colon and enter. Colon, enter.
Colon, enter.
And you can say,
Let's see. And then we can say that
the winnings are not being added to the player. Winnings, winnings are not being added to the player, to the winner, or to the player's balance.
That's not necessarily true, because the one balance is correct, right? Isn't it like that? Because we saw it was 1018 for one of the
right.
It was because the player's I balance was wrong, but the bet's I balance was correct.
So
I see. So I see. The winnings are not being printed. The players' winnings are not being printed. Is that right? Is that better, Walter?
Yeah, because the balance is correct at some point, but there's some problem with player's I balance. For some reason, that's not being updated correctly.
Yeah.
I would just say correctly at the end, because printing isn't really the problem.
Right.
Printed correctly. Oh, printed is 0. I don't know what it is. Yeah, correctly. Right. Yeah. Can someone please? Yeah, please.
Right, that should
Great.
Put your name as well. Help people.
Yeah, put your name, and then there's a couple of blank lines after the link. You can click on it, clean up one of. How come you're getting so many blank lines in here? You know, get rid of the blank lines, and more. And one more blank line there. Up. There you go. Get rid of the blank lines there too.
Okay, there.
Yeah, that's nicer.
And then that should be
foothill.
Debugging buggers, maybe.
Yeah, debugging buggers, and I think the today's code which is what, foothill?
Can you do multiple flares?
I think so, yeah. Oh wait, I can't, never mind.
No.
Okay. Okay, that should be good.
Acorn, man. No. Look at this. He's so crazy about acorns. He'll pick up the acorn rather than the cookie. Okay. So there you go. I got an acorn and a cookie. We'll see which one he goes for. Here. Oh wow, he took a cookie this time. But he didn't. I think he didn't smell the acorn. He didn't smell the acorn. Well, no, he would smell the acorn because it's so. He's got a nose for it. Okay. All right. Anyway, thank you all. Thank you all so much. I had a great time, regardless of whether our program worked or not in the end. I think we're so close. We're so close. It's probably a very simple bug. With better visibility, we could have fixed it. I'm pretty sure. But hopefully,
I think
Walter
this literally proves that you have to organize your program. Otherwise, you're going to debug it all day.
Yes, totally. We have to right from the beginning, or we have to clean coding. Clean coding is. I think you can put a lesson in that. In fact, you can say lesson on your Reddit post. You can say, you can edit it and put the lesson learned today. Keep code clean from the beginning, right? So you can say, this is the lesson we learned. Keep the code clean right from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that would have saved us a lot of time also. Right? And I incorrectly cut a lot of corners trying to hurry and so on. Oh, he's back. Oh, you know what he did? He smelled the cookie. He smelled the acorn, but he went with the cookie to bury it or hide it away, and then he's come back for the acorn here. All right, now you can go out. Out. All right. That is so cool. I thought he preferred it. All right. Anyway, thank you all. Thank you all so much. I had a great. This has been an entirely fantastic quarter. I had all of you great students and Walter to help. This is the best I've ever had so far. So,
thank you, Professor.
All right. I'll see you all.
So much.
I'll see you. Have a good one.
Take care.
Bye.